Alright, let's get everything pulled up. Technically, we have gameplay we can pull up, but we're not going to probably do that yet. Gameplay is going to be pretty infrequent. We'll do a little bit, though, this stream. Let me get this pulled up here. So, how is everybody doing? There's going to be a roadmap here. I'll probably explain it when a few more people get in here. But long story short, here's our itinerary for what we have to do before we actually can stream this thing. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I gotta brush up on my spreadsheet chops here, I think. So, yeah, I know it's been a while. I've been, you know, a little busy with, you know, work stuff and life stuff and all that. Performing surgery. Wait, what do you, why? No, we're not. We're not doing anything with the adoring fan today, unfortunately. But yeah, today's mostly going to be people were saying that they wanted streams of just working on all the document stuff that goes on between finishing the route and actually presenting it. So that's where we're at here. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's not. Yeah, we're just we're going through. The only thing we can't really work on today are the maps. That was like the main thing I wanted to do, but apparently my laptop is just gonna blue screen every time I try to use Adobe Creative Cloud, so I can't actually open Photoshop right now. I'm gonna have to like reinstall every single thing Adobe related to get it to work. So probably gonna be a while before I figure all that out because I gotta make sure I don't lose any of my projects and stuff like that. But today we're mostly gonna be working on these things in preparation for a final test run that's gonna be on the website here. Ultra has been doing a lot of like programming stuff for the website, so if you haven't checked it out in a while, the wiki has a link to the interactive guide. There's a lot of new stuff, like a table of contents for navigating through the thing. We have these nice little icons up here for opening up certain tools that we'll need on the fly and stuff like that. So we're going to probably be reorganizing some of this in light of that new change. There's a bunch of like minor fixes and stuff. And yeah, the map has been pretty much like it's pretty much done. There's like a few minor things to add, like Heavenstone specifically, but the way shrines are in here now. Nirnroot, you can do the fast traveling version of the Nirnroot has been implemented, so we have these nice dashed lines to show when you're fast traveling and when you're actually like going to a location. So like, let me pull up. There we go. So you can like fast travel to each of these specific locations. I don't actually know why these locations that are part of the fast travel aren't showing up. Those used to be there. That might be a bug or something. But they're normally are icons here, and then it shows you which thing to travel to, and then go to each of these. And the most important thing now, the Nirnroot checks itself off as you scroll through this, so whoever's co-piloting this can just click next over and over again after they verbally confirm with the runner what's going on, and we can just kind of blow through this super quickly. So a lot of cool stuff like that. Oh, they don't have a separate icon yet? Okay. Oh, you made it arrow keys? Oh, cool, perfect. Yeah, this is super slick now. So yeah, look how quickly, can you hold it down? Oh, no, okay, so that's fine. It doesn't need, obviously we'll never need to do that. I was just curious if you could just, like, zip through it really quick. Okay, yeah, that's cool. So we can use arrow keys to navigate that, all that good stuff. So, the goal here is going to be that I need to get all this document stuff finished around the same time that all the website stuff is finished so that, you know, we can kind of jump right into the run as soon as the programming stuff is good to go here. There's a lot of document stuff to do, though. I'm a little bit behind on it. So, again, we're going to make maps. I made like a little layout thing of how all the splits should be structured and where circuit maps need to be made for those splits. So there are, I think, 14 maps to make, but again, we can't do those today because my computer doesn't like Photoshop for some reason. We have all these notes in the guide. There's a ton of them still, but most of them are these things for the programming that we're not going to resolve these notes. They're going to stay there. But we have stuff like, you know, the map exploration has a better spot to clip out of bounds to do the circuit and stuff like that. Hey, Hooli, how's it going? So, There's basically, I'm gonna try to resolve as many of those notes as I can as we go through stuff. There's also like super duper boring stuff, but it's technically part of the dock mode process, so I'm probably gonna stream it anyway. But like, making the formatting of the dialogue better and stuff like that. So this is a part where I'm curious what people's input is on some of these things as we go through them. For example, I have restructured how I want dialogue to work. Um, I'm not gonna do. Oh, okay, well, I'll show you really quick. So we have our normal instructions, and then to make dialogue distinct, I've made it like this drop-down arrow, and then it's an italicized and gray, like slightly gray text. So this kind of shows that you're doing some sort of dialogue. And then I believe my system is, if it's not italicized, it's an instruction within the dialogue, such as advancing predetermined dialogue. It looks like I just forgot to undo it for this. And then if it's an actual spoken line of dialogue in the game, you click it would be italicized like this. So it means you click this one, and then I want to ideally have like indented stuff like this, so you can show like each tree of dialogue you're going down as you do things. So like the indented ones are like within that response, and then you have all the ones from the main overall like dialogue screen that you pick from here. So I want dialogue to look as like clean as possible. Also, adding the icon to click on from the dialogue window for things like when to bribe and stuff like that, I think will make it a lot clearer for new players that want to like casually go through these instructions and stuff if they don't exactly remember where the bribe mechanic is and stuff. Because let's be honest, you don't really use bribing that much in the normal game. So like stuff like that. The bartering icon is somewhere in here. So the part that's gonna actually be almost like too time consuming for what it's worth would be the indenting of all the dialogue. I just did it for a couple splits off stream to test it, but I think I want to at least get the dialogue formatted in this way without the indenting, because to get all the indenting I have to basically play through the whole game and double check where all those are, and that's like a lot of time spent for something very minor. That'll probably be like we'll just pick it up on the way as we're doing V5 stuff, like through the next revision of everything. So for now, I want to at least get this all formatted correctly and get those icons in there where they need to go. And then that'll be the main thing for dialogue, which would be this. And then today I want to reorganize the splits and subsplits. I've done a little work on this. It's hard to tell like quickly what would be a good thing for everyone without having people to bounce ideas off of in real time. So that's why streaming this will be a lot more productive. So like the main thing today is can we get a split structure that we're happy with, that most importantly can easily be compared to the V3 order of events. Hey Margaret, how's it going? Hey Chicken Song. Sorry, I'm a little slow to read chat. I gotta get back into the rhythm of it. But basically, it's gonna be a nightmare to compare our split time for V3 with our split time for V4. These are like approximate like time estimates of major splits that we've routed in V4 compared to like V3's order of things. We need the opposite now. So when we're doing the actual run, we want chat to be able to see the live split timer showing these main splits with their sub splits. We want these chat commands to be visible in the stream layout so people can quickly see what they want to be looking at while they're doing or while they're watching us do each section. And hey Han, how's it going? And we want to be able to equate one-to-one these splits with something in the V3 run so that we can get all the timing data we need like combined for a really true proper comparison of how this is all going to work out. Hey Reality, what's up? So we are going to start with this. Green for my labeling system means splits that are entirely isolated, and I pretty much know exactly what I want from those already. Yellow are like questing splits that I'm not entirely certain what the best way to divvy this up is. This is where your guys' input will be very useful here. And then we have another chunk of green ones, and then another chunk of questing. And then we have like random skill books, and then a final thing of questing. Basically, these yellow sections are the points in the run where when we were doing pseudo routing, we were trying to like map on the checklist how all of these objectives should like interlace and stuff. And now it's like there's so many things going on at once, it's hard to even find like a concrete label for what each section of instructions is. So that's why I think going to be good to have subsplits at this point. V3 we didn't really need subsplits because everything was still really like modular, but now it isn't. So we really need to define this. So let's start with those. We have tutorial inventory setup. The early game barely ever changes. We always have to go to the market district and do some stuff. We moved power leveling into this, but that won't be too hard to get that timing data and merge it in. So tutorial, the early game inventory setup section, as I've called it. Early arcane has to move to a little bit earlier in the run, and then we have map exploration, and then all of this is going to be questing. So we're going to be kind of pivoting between this and the first draft here, and our goal is to basically be satisfied with the layout that we have on the left here for all this, because this just basically mirrors what this is. One thing I have to do really quick, I did a lot of this on my phone because I didn't have my computer for like a week, so I typed out all of this on my phone, and I have to like copy it back over to the actual first draft stuff. So let's just double check that these subsplits are like logical, and if anyone has anything they would like to point out about them, let me know. So setup's not a real split, it's just telling you what to do instruction wise before you start. So the tutorial literally can't have anything other than itself in it. You have to finish the tutorial first. That one's definitely 100% confirmed. And then I isolated that we're gonna have a like, I'm going to reorder these eventually, but I want the chat commands to show up, and the bold ones are like the important ones to learn while that split is happening to fully understand how that split works. And then like things like Void Warp, or like by the time you've seen Saddle 100 times, you don't need it to be bolded. Those are going to be ones that are like either repeated from previous splits or only happen infrequently in the split, and like as they come up, we'll be like, okay, here's a load warp, and I want people to be able to see, okay, we can type this in to see what load warping is, right? So, inventory setup, let's take a look at that. I've currently broken it down into these sections. We have a trip to the market district where we get all the starter items we need. And also I want this to like be a thing where runners can, and potential routers can visually like quickly see, okay, here's how the run's general progress is structured for if I wanted to try to find improvements to the run. So that's the other thing. So then we have this power leveling phase, which is completely isolated, and then we have, I don't really know what to call this yet, and gold farming has been reduced down to like one instruction, so this could just be, like, I've just called it literally all three things that it is. We have early skooma, the Breville recommendation, and gold farming. I really feel like there's really no better thing to call this other than maybe we could just get rid of the early skooma mention, since it's just all part of like the Breville recommendation and stuff like that. Yeah, I guess skooma is like kind of a minor thing, so we could just call it Breville recommendation and gold farming, and then just call that good. So, because we want this to not be too overwhelming. Early Breville. Yeah, I want to get the gold farming in there though for sure, because gold farming's like technically a major part of the route logic, even though it is really, at this point, you'd barely even notice it in the routing because it takes up so few lines. But anyway, so then we have, and then finally you just go back to the market and do stuff. The other thing is, as far as labeling the part names for this, I'm probably going to not have continuity. Like, for example, I don't want this to say part 1 and part 2, and then have the market district circuit be called part 3. I feel like it's better to have each part thing like within its own subsplits, and then the numbering just restarts each time so that it's not like ultra super duper confusing. But anyway, so then we have that, and then early arcane is really all one big thing, except for, or I guess, wait, I did make a subsplit. Yeah, so we have the actual glitch setup, which takes quite a while. This is all just like completely new time that's getting thrown into the run, because this setup wasn't in the previous run. And then we have the actual capitalization on this glitch where we get to do all of our spell making and enchanting. So that is that split. And then map exploration, I keep opening the wrong thing. Map exploration is very straightforward. You just set it up and do the whole thing, and at the end you just drop some items and stuff. There's nothing crazy going on there. Market district, yeah, we could do revisited. Also, how's it going, Whatho? Good to see you again. So, okay, so we're going to do, and then we have main quest. So one thing I'm going to do really quick, this doesn't need to be a circuit. It just doesn't. I'm going to convert this really quick into just normal instructions and change some stuff around. And these aren't going to really be subsplits. This is all just a thing that's telling you to fast travel. The formatting's something we really got to land on a solid, like, consistent way to do it, because I did it one way, like, at the beginning of the run, and then we slowly changed it as we found things we liked more or less throughout it. So, like, this system of, like, having bold with these instructions, I don't think we consistently did this through the rest of the route labeling. So there's a lot of formatting stuff that goes into it, and some of this we could figure out just in the HTML conversion end of it, I guess. But I want to make this document, like, this will be the last one that I, like, fully format as a document, just so that we can, like, 100% know what we want before putting it into HTML, and then in the future it'll be easier to make more big sweeping changes to the formatting that way. So anyway, we have this, and I want to just get the directions here. So I'm gonna pull up the game for one of the few times today. Oh, by the way, the music is from a YouTube loop. It's not the actual in-game stuff. Oh, why is it telling me? Shouldn't the stream thing not be telling me that in the corner? Okay, whatever. I should probably turn Discord overlay off. Anyway, so when you fast travel to this gate, and then you gotta wait until, so the first instruction should actually be, oh, come on. And it's gonna, first one of the day, we're gonna get the indenting stuff that's annoying. So wait until it is between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. And then we're gonna say head west to enter Northern Goods and Trade. Okay, we have 3, and then we're just gonna move all this here. Because it's only 2 steps. To me, that means it doesn't need to be a circuit. Can you hear that? Oh, that's super loud. I might close my window if that keeps going. And then we talked to Cednius, blah, blah, blah. These come in here a little bit. I think we did that. Yeah, I can't remember. Oh, yeah, I think we indent this far, and then I need to change these to be the arrow thing there. Okay, so then we need to say exit the building and head what direction. Hey, Bosch, how's it going? So we're going to head, what is this, just directly east. That's convenient. Exit the building and head east. Oh yeah, I forgot. I don't know if this is even, I capitalize cardinal directions. I don't know if that's important. Maybe it helps with visuals or something. Hey Diesel, how's it going? First time chat, but an in joke. That's an interesting interesting thing there. How's it going? Nice to see you. Exit the building and head east to enter the Gray Mare. I guess technically it's the Gray Mare capitalized like that. Okay. And then we're going to copy these instructions in. And then let me look at the indenting there before. Okay, so the indenting is just on yes, I'll help. Is it that much? Yeah, okay. So that is all of that. And then we talk to Reynold Germain, and nothing happens, and it just updates it, and then we can get rid of this. So this actually brings up another good thing. Watched a 24-hour run on YouTube over about a week, about 2 months ago. Put you on follow. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's a bunch of new followers I gotta thank really quick. Some of them, it might have been so long that some of them got auto-pruned off the list, so sorry if I'm missing anybody. Also, I gotta, hold up, let me read what his message. Gotta go soon, figured I'd drop in. I recommend Markdown, but I know it's not easy to modify everything after formatting so much. Yeah, we talked about Markdown a little bit. The main thing is, now that it's all going to be on the website, I'll probably just I'll keep it on Google Docs so I can, like, easily share everything around with people in the future, but we'll rough draft everything in Google Docs, but we'll just use, like, a generic formatting that we can easily just pivot over into the website. I'll start, like, forcing myself to format in a very, like, specific way that matches how we want the HTML equivalent to look. So anyway, so we got the Marquis, Fezzy, MV773, Liverflap, Galzia, Kipper, Borland, Kelmiran. These sound like names of characters in the game. Che TF and Big Bogut. Thanks all for the follows in the last month or so. Appreciate it. Okay, so we fixed this up, so that's not a circuit anymore. And I've decided. So here's the question. One thing I'm thinking, I'm curious what you guys think about this. Anytime there's just a huge mess of questing chunk stuff going on and all it is questing, I feel like we should just make that one massive split called questing, but then have a lot of very deliberate sub-split markings, because that makes it really easy for us to, in the future, because the runs are pretty much always going to be routed this way from now on, I'm pretty sure. So in the future, that would make it easy, because we can just keep the questing chunks labeled the same way between versions and just shuffle these little bits and pieces around, and that'll make it a lot easier to collect timing data in the future. Does that sound like a good plan to you guys? Because I really don't know a better way to do it, because otherwise we end up with, like, I was trying to separate the main quest, but then I was like, why is main quest any more important than the other ones? It takes less than most of the other times and stuff. You guys are getting pretty professional with this. You can be optimistic about future runs. Oh yeah, it's I mean, have you seen the website? Yeah, if you were just watching the V3 run over the last week or so, we have this website that Ultra in chat in the V3 run was like, oh, I could make something like that for you, and then he did. So we have like this whole thing to work with now. It's all online and will be a thing where people can have their own privately tracked stuff and all that. As I said before, I'm not sure how useful putting the effort to format the Google Doc will be, since you're going to have to reformat the HTML anyways. Well, part of it is for this last version where we don't have the HTML. Like, I don't know what editing it in the HTML is really gonna look like in terms of, like, in the future when we're reformatting stuff. I very well may just take exact chunks of stuff from this and copy and paste stuff into Google Docs and stuff for my rough drafting, and then we can take the equivalent HTML chunks and paste them around, because a lot of it's gonna be like shuffling existing stuff from a previous version around in the same way that in V3 or in V4 stuff I took V3 quest bits and pasted them in and changed stuff and all that. So I guess I don't visually see the workflow well enough yet of how I'm going to be taking this and making it into HTML. As far as like in V5, do you think I should keep editing in Google Docs for my mapping out of stuff, and then just but not do any formatting, and then only format when I get to the HTML step? Or like, what's your recommendation there on that? Sorry, it's a lot of, I mean, I'm kind of rambling a little bit because I have so many things I've been trying to like think about for this. Let's also, I scrolled past what we were looking at here, I think. So yeah, I think personally, I think the best way to do, I think only formatting the HTML is the way to go. Okay, so we'll just kind of, yeah, we'll kind of get on the same page about what we want certain stuff to look like dialogue and stuff like that, and then we'll do all the formatting for the remainder of the doc later. So like, for example, I guess I won't go through the whole thing and like highlight, italicize, and darken all of these. We'll just know that anytime there was dialogue to do this. One thing I did already do was, I think I put in every time that there was the icon for bartering or the icon for bribing and all that. I think I already put all of those in, and it was mostly just because it didn't take very long, and that'll just help us quickly visualize which parts to put those images in and stuff like that. Let your thoughts flow right now. The format after the fact, yeah. So just copying over maybe the tutorial to HTML soon, even before the entire doc is done, so you can get a feel for what you want to format in HTML and what to do in Google Docs. Okay, yeah, you're right. I should probably do that soon. Yeah, I gotta remember. It's been a while since I've opened up all the GitHub stuff. I gotta do all that. What do you edit your HTML in? Do you just use like a VS Code or something like that, or what do you recommend for that? Because it obviously isn't what you see is what you get or anything like that, but it's at least like a good editor. Just VS Code. Okay, cool. I'll stick with that then. Just making sure there wasn't like a better thing specifically for HTML that people usually use. Okay, so let's take a look here. I want to try reformatting this all as one big questing split. It'll be a hilariously long split, but like, you know, kind of these sub-splits are really they're there anyway. It doesn't really matter if we have, like, each line of this is the equivalent of having to press the split button. So I'm going to give this a shot. So let's imagine this is just called quest logic part 1 or something, you know, and then these all just don't exist. So I'm gonna just, I don't know, italicize these for now or something. VS Code has a side pane real-time preview for Markdown. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, do you think Markdown has an... I don't know enough about Markdown. Does it have enough formatting possibilities to cover all of the weird stuff we need for this? Like, I don't know, does it... I'm pretty sure it's like a, semantic markup thing, right? So it doesn't have, like, color and stuff like that? Or I could be wrong. They're kind of arbitrary, so putting them all in one split. Okay, cool. There's some what you see is what you get converters. Ideally, make it all in Markdown and just convert that into HTML. Okay. Yeah, I'll look into Markdown for the future. At this point, I'm already in too deep on Google Docs to really have it be worth switching for this version, but maybe for V5 we'll find like the best workflow before we start the routing process of everything. Google Docs is just the one I'm the most familiar with, but as we've seen through V4, it's a psychologically damaging tool to use for too long. Maybe Markdown would be less painful. So, let's see what happens if we make this all city questing as one big thing. Markdown is lists, bold, underline, italic, and title styles. Okay. And then, like, would we just manually color text and stuff for, like, does Markdown have... I should just Google this. Markdown doesn't support color, but you can inline HTML inside Markdown. Oh, okay, cool. So, yeah, we could use Markdown as our, like, overall skeleton for it, you're saying, and then put HTML for like the specific things we need. Is that the best way to do it for future reference? So I'll just keep the stuff I already have formatted, and we'll just, the first half, or like the first couple splits that I've done the dialogue formatting for, we'll just know that that's the way it is, and we'll ignore the indenting this time around. And then next time we will update the indenting part of it, and in the HTML we'll just know that anytime there's any dialogue like this, we'll just... I might put the arrows in just so we know concretely which ones are dialogue and which ones aren't, but I'm probably going to be doing the whole HTML conversion, right? So I would be able to just use my discretion when doing that, or unless other people want to help with the HTML conversion part. Because it's a lot of just like manually typing a bunch of stuff, right? And then I know Ultra has like a parser of some sort, but I don't know if it is based on V3 or if it's based on some of the newest formatting stuff we started doing for this. It's a lot of manual work. Okay, I might even just do it on stream at some point then as part of this doc mode stuff. So for now though, I'll just keep everything in here just because it's already set up, and then I'll make a note for V5 to do markup stuff. Investigate markup with inline HTML as a better way to quickly convert new updates to the HTML guide. My parser gets you basically the list formatting the colors. Okay, cool. Might be able to make all... Oh yeah, there could be a way to like flag... I don't know how Ultra has it programmed. In my, like, sandbox where I was messing around trying to make, like, a little test checklist website thing, I had it set up that each term is, like, an object, and then that term is automatically colored based on what object it is. I don't know if that's similar here, or if things are mostly just manually colored or not. Like, for example, Boris. How do I view, like, this specific... Oh, okay, so it's a my... I don't know what my frame is, but, I assume that's, like, a custom thing that you made? Or, oh, no, sorry. It says NPC name right here. Class, yeah. So you made a class for each type of thing. NPC item. I just don't know enough about how the whole thing is set up yet, but is your color tied to your type of label that you've surrounded the HTML in? Expand class NPC name. Alright, cool. Yeah, so, I mean,
Oh, that's
I guess...
captives.
Oh, hey, Han, thanks for the 250 tip. Appreciate it. Also, yeah, I know I have to... I've rebranded as tips instead of donations, so... I don't know, some people seem to hate that, but it is what it is, so... It's a... Because technically this is not a charity. I've learned that donation, even though Streamlabs says it, is not technical. Oh, cool, you have this in here. I didn't even see this. Indebting every time's a little much, but I think it was more just to test it, right? So, or actually, maybe it does actually do this for the tutorial. Or wait, no, that's not the tutorial. That's the other thing. Um, click on Flare and look at the CSS. I'll just do Spark because it's right here. I'm dumb and I don't know enough to know what I'm looking at because it's been a while since I've looked at all the HTML. Is this the CSS for this item? Is that how this console's reading this out? So spell name automatically. Okay, awesome. So when I'm manually converting this stuff over, would we... So in Markdown, I would be able to put the span around what we want for these labels. So maybe it would be cool... I don't know. I'll just do it manually. I don't want to make it too much work. I was gonna say we could make some sort of shorthand thing for this and then run that through like a final step or something, but that'd be too much stuff to ask people to make just for making it like very slightly faster to type it all out. I'll just have like a bank of all the different spans and copy and paste them in when I need them and stuff like that. Okay. Alright, so I guess then on my end, I'm gonna need to start studying through inspection how you labeled all, like, what span names are used for which thing and how it's all formatted for the important types of things, especially stuff like this. So that's a thing I'll just do on my own at some point. But okay, cool. So, where were we here? Sorry, I know I've made very little progress on this part, but there's a lot of things I want to catch up on. So, let's look at this huge chunk of quest logic and create the sub-splits we want for it. That's what we should be doing. So, step one is this part is like a coral questing thing. So we'll just call this like, how do you, oh yeah, forgot. I made like these little headings. So this will be coral questing part one for this split. Actually, I don't know if questing part one, or if there is a part two, but we do all this fast traveling and moving around. Again, we might move these bold things and change them into just numbered instructions, but unsure so far. Then fast travel to quest marker. So then we're in Kvatch for this next thing. Or well, this is okay. So this is gonna be all main quest. So it's just this little bit of coral stuff, and then this is all still kind of built into it. Why don't we just call this whole thing, like, main quest part 1, I guess? Because although we do technically a little bit of extra questing stuff, I don't want to get, like, too annoyingly elaborate with the sub-splits. I want us to be able to focus mostly on the game. And the timing data is not going to be very valuable if the split is, like, under a minute long. So, we go to Coral to set some stuff up, but mostly because we're going to be doing the main quest. And then we do all of this main quest stuff for like a while, including doing the early Umbra and all of that. So let's just not have subsplits for this first part. It will just be the entire, like, we'll just call this subsplit main quest part 1. Okay, oh, that didn't do what I wanted it to do. Okay, and then we'll get rid of the idea of city questing being a split because it doesn't matter that it's in a city versus like what type of quest you're doing. It's just, it is what it is. So let's move some of these up. So circuits I do want to keep as their own little split. I even if they're kind of short, I think circuits are important to specifically mark. So because they're like, it's like a mode you got to get into. It's like it's time to do a circuit, you know what I mean? So this will be the Market District Circuit, and I think there's only one, so that'll be that. And this one's a really long circuit. There's a lot of things going on in that part. And then we're gonna have, sorry. So we got Anvil here. Go into the gate. Oh, and then we have an Anvil Castle circuit. So let's look at that in here. So let me double check how this circuit works. Go to the castle gate, go through all this. Should be good. And then we go to the stables, and then the dock gate, and more dock stuff. So we'll call, this will be 2 splits. We'll call the first split, this will still be sub-splits under the quest logic, though. So let's get this in here. This will be Anvil Circuit. Okay. And then this goes on for a while, and then we'll call everything after it just Anvil questing. Anvil Circuit, Anvil questing, and then let me just... Then we're into the next section. So, then the next part is just miscellaneous quests for a little bit, and then we go to Shadenhall and do a circuit. I guess this can be its own little split, why not? Some of these will inevitably have to be short. I just want to avoid it if I can. This one, thematically, this does not fit in with anything, though. So we'll just call this side quests. Well, I mean, it's also kind of Dark Brotherhood, but whatever. We'll just call it miscellaneous then, because it's side and Dark Brotherhood. So we got our miscellaneous quests, and yeah, that should be good. Let me double check. Okay, and then also you'll notice I've already delineated a lot of these, but they were like entire other splits. So we have Market, Anvil, Anvil questing, miscellaneous, move those up. I'm probably just gonna delete these because honestly we'll probably just go with this system. So then after miscellaneous quests we have the Shadenhall Circuit Part 1. And let's take a look at that. This is a long circuit. We'll make that its own split. I think I call it part 1 because there's multiple circuits. The reason I'm doing this whole layout thing in here as well is so at the end I can look at it and figure out what names I want to change. And this is mostly to keep track of chat commands as well. So, okay, so we got... This needs to be a sub-split now, so we'll call this... We'll just keep the name part 1 for now, just in case it was there for a reason. Shadenhall Circuit, part 1. Okay. Well, how about Shadenhall Circuit 1? Okay. Guild Questing Part 2. So this is one that I originally had as an actual separate split, I believe. So let's start looking at this. Does this need to be its own split? It's right after a circuit, so let's say yes. And it's just a lot of Fighters Guild, mostly. And then we go to Leowin. And then, is there... Oh yeah, there is a circuit here. Okay. And then an Elven Garden circuit. Let's merge this in with that. Well, no, that can all... That should be... Well, okay, this is a tricky one. Should it be under the Leowin split and it just has extra instructions before the circuit? Or should it get merged in with this, like, guild questing stuff? Just because it's in line with more of the questing type things. A little... First of all, let's make this a sub-split. I'm just gonna lump it all in with Leowin. Leowin circuit. Okay, so it'll just have a little setup before the actual circuit part, I guess. Why not? So we have Guild Questing Part 1. Leyland circuit 1. Okay. And then what? Then we're gonna have the Elven Gardens as its own circuit. Okay. Alright. So then we get, and so like just a quick reference, because on my phone it was hard to visualize this. Here's how long this split is instruction-wise so far. Like, yeah, there's a lot going on, but it's also all kind of part of the same flow that you're getting into mentally. So it's not like, it like is an obnoxious amount of stuff, but it's not like overwhelming. I feel like the subsplits have enough of a psychological element to them where they keep you going, that it's not like you're looking at, oh man, I have an infinite amount of questing I have to do versus having it split up as more splits. Okay, this looks good. Let's keep going. We have Fighters Guild, Cleanup, and another Shadenhall Circuit? Yeah, Shadenhall Circuit 2. Yeah, I'll keep this as Fighters Guild Cleanup. Okay, and then this will be a new sub-split. Shadenhall Circuit 2. And also, I want to be able to name these circuits better. This will help kind of see how to name everything cleaner. Yeah, and like the thing I'm thinking about is, like, if you look at the splits from before, they vary wildly anyway. It's like a 7-minute split, a 3-minute split, then 30 minutes, an hour, 6 hours, an hour and a half, or 2 hours, I mean. Like, the splits vary wildly. It's more to show where you're at in the run. It's to, like, show people and communicate what's going on rather than, like, as actual, like, really specific timing data that we're getting. Like, this timing data is only really useful for the extremely modular stuff going on, and there's not that much of it anymore. It's pretty interspersed. So, I want to say that it would be nice if every split was now under, like, 2 hours. I think that's feasible. Because, like, the map won't be that long anymore, obviously, and it got, the Oblivion Gates got separated from it. The skill grind is, even the skill grind's under an hour. I don't think any given split will be very long, other than each questing split might be kind of beefy. Because we're looking at, what, like 16 hours or whatever we think the timing data might be. As long as the splits aren't so often, they slow down the run. Right, yeah, that's the other thing. We were joking on the Discord that we'll need like a split monkey that just sits there and hits split over and over again, because it's like every time we change cities, we have a new split and stuff. We'll also get a good feel for how annoying these splits are to manage as we go through this. So what's this? This is just Fighters Guild. Again. Are those two things? Fighters Guild Cleanup. Let's just do this. Yeah. Fighters Guild Cleanup Part 1, and then we have the circuit, and then Fighters Guild Cleanup Part 2. How about that? Valerden was also saying it would be cool to have, like, to look into some sort of auto-splitting to handle this. Like, we would basically, we know everything because of his save file reader about, like, what objectives are stored where in the file and stuff to verify where we're at. Hey, Deo Man, how's it going? You want to be the split monkey? Okay, cool. We thought it could be a good bit just to, like, even though I have figured out how to not need a split monkey, but I thought it would be funny to do it anyway. Just, or at least have like a fake split monkey that's just like a figurehead. Just because it'd be visually funny to have someone who's just sitting there hunched over a button that has to hit it every now and then, you know? And then people could like apply Steamy Man to the split monkey. There's a lot of potential there, I think. Yeah, the splitting. So the thing is, I actually feel like a solo runner doesn't have to think as much to split because they're just controlling everything from their end. We have like a multi-PC setup, and it's gonna be like the player typically is. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna try to switch it this time so that the runner is splitting or the co-pilot is splitting in some way that they don't have to think as much. I think I might make the co-pilot have like a way to split with some sort of like remote button that they can press or something. I don't know, it could be kind of... There's probably some way to do it. If you have stop... Or, sorry, I just read that. Hope everyone's doing good. Hey, welcome back. How's it going? V6 run goal will be automatically hook up save file reader to live split. Yeah, the more programs we can have running at once that all overlap with each other, I think the better. You know, if we end up with like 75 programs that all shake hands, that's probably the best thing to do. Split monkey has to crash symbols together. Yeah, we have like little rubber like pressure sensors or something on them, so when they clap, it triggers the split hotkey. Just give the co-pilot a wireless keyboard. Yeah, that's probably the play. Is just the co-pilot. Well, yeah, the co-pilot having the keyboard near them that runs the stream shouldn't be the end of the world. Yeah, so the one thing that's a little sketchy is if we want load removal to be timed, which is how the official categories are timed, we need to have what is it called? There's some homebrewed program somebody made. Let me see if I can find it. Live split remote splitter for dual PC setup. Someone made a plugin for it, but I have no way of knowing, one, if the plugin is not a virus, and two, if the plugin works without actually just running it and seeing what happens. It looks like it does what we need it to do. I can't find it now, of course. Or wait, I might have put it in the roadmap. Oh, yeah. So, basically, on our setup, this won't matter for a solo runner with one PC, but for our setup, we have so much going on that the Oblivion PC is basically like a little game console that's just sitting there, right? It's its own entirely separate thing. However, to get load removal data from that computer, we need to have some way to communicate to live split that's running on the main computer. So someone made this, and it's like, I guess visually this doesn't explain anything, let me just pull up this. It basically allows you to have two instances of live split running, one on the like host PC and one on like a separate one, which would be the stream PC. And the one running live split with Oblivion can read Oblivion to get the load removal data, and its timer data is just being sent over like ports or whatever to another computer on the network. And that computer has its own copy of live split with the same plugin set to receive data rather than send it. And that would be our stream one. And then I think it works both ways, so the stream PC could technically split and send data back, but I'm not sure on that. It wouldn't need to, but it looks legit. It just, almost no one's ever used it looks like. So, but it seems like it might be cool to try out. The main thing I'm worried about, though, is the whole reason we have a dual PC setup is in case, well, one, so we can change stream setup stuff while the game's running. But two, if the game, most importantly, pretty much every time we've run the game, something has crashed in a way where we've had to reboot the computer because the run takes so long and Oblivion is so broken. So it's like you would need to make sure that if one computer crashes, live split on the other one can like take over the timing data, so we don't have to end the run because the computer crashed. Because the run always has a crash that's so bad we have to like reboot it. I think it's happened every time, and it's less likely now that the run is so short, but I don't want to take that risk. So worst case, we'll just still not go by, like, we still won't have load removal data, and we'll just figure it out next time, but I don't know. There's so many streams. Oh, sorry. Also, before I look at that, Chicken Hawk has sent a massive message here. I only play Skyrim now. You got me. I was expecting. I saw the text in my peripheral vision, and I thought it was gonna be like a huge meme, but you know, yeah, you're coming in here with just the Skyrim feel now. I get it. Only here just to see how great these side quests really are. Oh, a quest where you watch. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I guess when you put it that way, that quest does seem kind of lame. I miss so many streams because my time zone's terrible, so I'm out of loop. Any dates for test runs soon? Don't want to miss them. I will put announcements out for, like, we'll kind of make the test run through the whole thing sort of like a deal. It'll be like, I'll get some of the co-pilot people in on Discord co-piloting that way, or I might have someone in person just to really make sure things are working, and we'll just do, like, it'll be over the course of like 3 or 4 days to test it rather than doing it all in one shot. Otherwise we might as well just do the run at that point. Right, so yeah, Oblivion will crash. The real question is, will it completely crash the whole computer? And I think it will. So yeah, I'll announce when more, like, key elements of this roadmap are coming up. Most of these streams for now are just going to be stuff like what we're doing today, just kind of prepping a lot of things, and it's very, like, overly meticulous, making sure everything's, like, communicated as clearly as possible. But I feel like if we get a strong V4 is so fundamentally different from V3 that it might seem like a waste of time to be this, like, pedantic or whatever about all the split names and stuff. But once we get a good system for it, for V5, it'll be really smooth to just blow through stuff like this, unless V5 happens to completely change everything again, which I guess is possible. So if we find, like, memory type stuff going on there. So Shaden Hall Circuit 2, and then Fighters Guild Cleanup 2, yeah. Okay, Fighters Guild Cleanup Part 2, and then we have the, so we're almost there for the stuff we already had down. We have the Breville Circuit, which should be its own thing. Breville Circuit, and I believe there's more than one of these. We'll see. I might number the circuits, like, continuing through, so that each circuit is, like, identifiably the same circuit every time if we need it in a future run and stuff. Yeah. All the dock mode work is worth it. It should pay off in the long run. Yeah, I think, although some of it's kind of a little bit boring or tedious, I think, like, this is why V4 is so effective this time, is because we did a lot of planning stuff like this in V3 to make sure we could easily pick up for next time. So, okay, so then we have Breville Mages Guild stuff, so we'll just do that. Okay, so now the reason that this is weird, so for example, Main Quest Part 2 is very short as its own. It doesn't really feel like it needs to be its own split. That's why I was kind of feeling weird about having all the quests, like, split up like this. So let's make Main Quest Part 2 go here. And also, I ran into a problem where Main Quest Part 3 was, like, interwoven with this Bruma stuff, so, like, it was 2 overall splits called Main Quest Part 1 and 2, but then Part 3 was, like, hidden inside of a city quest. Like, none of it made sense. So, okay, so this should be good. Main Quest Part 2. And then after this, what I want to do is we're going to look through all of the splits and figure out what glitches are used in them. I just think that's interesting info to have, and I think it'll be very fun and engaging for chat to be able to see these commands pop up that recommend, like, auxiliary reading material to understand what they're watching. And then in the YouTube video, I can, like, put these chat commands in the description, like the text that went with each chat command, so they can see what links people were reading during the run to also have that same experience. And this will all be feeding into our wiki that we have here. So, like, each chat command is just a wiki link to, like, a specific glitch. So, like, you know, the, like, scroll duping, for example, it'll just pull up our wiki here. And yes, I know it's still a GIF, but I can't figure out how to get WebM to work on a wiki yet. It's way more complicated than it seemed like it would be. So, anyway. Let's do main quest. So main quest part 2 is short, so let's remove this now. And these numbers are going to have to be completely changed anyway, so whatever. Hey Melody, how's it going? Progress on the run is good. We're mostly doing preparation now. The actual run logic's pretty much set in stone. There's a few things that I'm going to change based on some of these notes that we have around here, but overall not anything crazy. Okay, like here's something I can resolve really quick. We should list all of the books that we're going to read from the 4 Mythic Dawn commentaries so that in the checklist, each of these things can just be a check mark, right? Which also brings up an exception where these are not things we read right away. So checking them off when they appear would be kind of weird. I don't know what you think about that, Ultra. Because technically it's faster to wait till you have all 4 of them and then just click on all of them alphabetically in the list versus reading each one through your inventory as you find each one. So I don't know if that'll mess things up. It's legit not a virus, but it's pretty basic. Just syncs current split in game time values from one computer's live split. Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks for looking into that. I figured it was legit. I don't know enough, and I imagine GitHub very rarely has suspicious software on it, but you never know. Okay, so where is? Yeah, I think if the run's gonna be short enough eventually that we will probably use that plugin because the guy demos it in the YouTube video and it does exactly what we would need it to do, right? So it should be fine. I think for V4 there's so much going on. I don't want to add yet another thing that, you know, into the mix because because we're heavily testing all this other stuff and making it like really good, right? But then just adding someone's random like homebrewed software into it at the last second that we haven't like actually worked with and checked all that is kind of a risky thing. So I'm gonna check this off because I'm gonna resolve this. Oh, also GitHub can support markup, right? Like in a readout of stuff, like a README or whatever. I think I'm wondering if, because you guys were saying we could have the guide itself be publicly like commented on in like a GitHub repo, right? Someone was saying that. So, like, rather than having it be hosted in Google Docs, where I don't usually have it publicly available until we've like done the run and stuff to make sure everything works and whatever, and so we don't get like sniped at the last second. I think V5 onward should just be like a rolling public document that everyone can like send issue requests to that I can look at and stuff. Rather than, because right now I like to have my own like sort of bubble for my comments and stuff so that I can like resolve all the stuff I'm 100% that I want to switch, but it'd be nice to also have an issues page where people can like have a large amount of stuff that they are having their own separate ideas on, and that way it'll, as we've learned, Discord has a pin limit for some reason, so we're running out of pin space each version, it seems. V4, I ran out of pins and I had to resolve a bunch of them so that I could get more of them. We can gray out the book checkboxes the first time, then include instructions later. Treat them all alphabetically. Okay, cool. Yeah, that works. Yeah, I'll just, so in here, I'm just going to say read this, this, and this. Would it help for you if I had comments for these similar to the Nerdroot that have the forum ID to have comments that say gray this checkbox out? I can do that, like just something like this. And then I can't remember. Oh yeah, good. I was gonna say we don't need the labels for the types of books anymore since we now have it auto checking, so that's good. Where was the part 1 book? Somewhere up here. Is that 2 spaces? No, okay. So, where did we leave off here? We did Reveal Maze Guild, Main Quest Part 2. We resolved that comment and added 4 more, maximum efficiency. And now we're going to Thieves Guild Part 1. So this is all under this pointless city questing split, which doesn't mean anything, because we had just come from a bunch of city stuff. The main quest stuff's in a city. None of it made sense. So let's call this Thieves Guild Part 1. And there's also a little bit of Dark Brotherhood in there, but it's fine. Whatever. Do bad guy questing. I don't know. Thieves Guild Part 1. Then we have this Bruma Circuit. So let's get this. And I know for a fact there's 2 of these. So Bruma Circuit 1. And then main quest Part 3 is right after that because it's also in Bruma. And then we just had a bunch of just random stuff we did after this. We could make... Nah, we might as well finish this the way it is. I was going to say, we could have the Iliad statue thing be its own split with all those extra places just because, like, I feel like that split... Well, there's no way to really optimize it anymore, I guess. How close are we to the run? Yeah, so... I originally was trying to get it done by August, but then I've been gone for like a while because of a lot of stuff going on outside of this, so that kind of set things back quite a bit. I'm also still perpetually in that state of like almost burnout all the time, so I gotta be pretty like careful about not overdoing it on anything to try to rush this thing to be done in time. So, I want to say like a couple months, but I mean work stuff gets really busy randomly for me, and it's gonna pick up even more now. Like I have a thing just for next week, but every day next week I have like 15 extra hours next week, and then we have this program at my place that's on like a quarterly thing, and it's starting up again, so that adds another several hours here or there each week for me. So my schedule's going to get really chaotic and inconsistent. So I want to keep working on this, but a lot of the time I sit down and I'm just like, ugh, I just burn out. You know what I mean? Around 2/3 done, maybe end of the year, maybe. Yeah, we could do a good old holiday season run. Usually we do it in the summer because that's when all the PRC people are not super busy, but now I'm super busy in the summers, so I guess we'll and it's only a weekend now, so we don't have to really be as careful about scheduling. It's it's a 1-day run, really, but like a 1.5, because we can just set up for the day, pull like a half an all-nighter, and then pack it up in the morning. It's not too bad. Okay, so Village Inquests. This is... There's a lot of just random trash laying around in the route logic here. So let's get this. This is... I guess these are side quests, is what they're technically called in the game. Because, you know, you go to the Roxy Inn, you all's well. Like, these are all those ones that are just like a quick little quest where you just kill somebody or whatever. Oh, and the trading quests. Do I really want... No, this doesn't. Who needs that as a separate thing? Okay, so this is just other training stuff going on, though. Then... Shrines for a while. Yeah, I don't feel the need to separate shrines and stuff. We'll just call this miscellaneous quests again. Why not? I'll just know that there's shrines in it for when we compile the timing data. I might do the timing data compilation today, because as soon as we figure that out, we can actually, like, compare things correctly with each other from V3 to V4 and get a much better idea of how long this run is going to be. I think the 16-hour thing might actually... We might surpass that, like, based on what I'm seeing so far. Okay, and then we had... the Iliad statue and other tasks split. What should I call it? I called this something else in the... I called it extra places. Sure, for now. We'll double check all the naming on this. This is basically when you go around the map and pick up a bunch of locations after you've discovered everything, which includes all the Iliad statues. So this will get pillaged somehow out of the map exploration split from V3, because in V3 we explore the whole map, and while we're exploring it, anytime we found one of these locations, we would go do that thing. But now it's all built into this because we want to spawn Oblivion gates all around the map by traveling to as many random things we'll never come back to as we can. So I also got to get the map, the WhatHub map, put in here. It won't be like a map, it'll just be like a pop-out thing, or I guess, I didn't even think about that. So WhatHub has a map for where to fast travel to spawn gates in certain places quickly based on what gates you've already, like, seen and stuff like that. I don't know if we should make that an interactive map thing or not. I feel like there'd be like a lot of extra work, and I don't know how thoroughly we tested it last time. But basically we have a map that WhatHub made that is showing locations that you can fast travel to and enter and exit that building to spawn Oblivion gates consistently around it, which speeds up a later phase of the run, the random gate spawning phase here. Also, one thing I'm thinking about, since you're here, Ultra, I really like this. I think this is a really clean way to do this. I don't know if there's like a... It's not the hamburger icon, but it's the one with the dot and then the hamburger, like the bulleted list. It might be cool to have that replace this as an icon, and then like maybe just a Nernroot. Like, I might just put the Nernroot icon over a map and have that be a second one that can be clicked here so we can toggle. It makes me wonder though, do we need the map thing at the top if it's sitting here above that? Maybe, but I don't know. It could be cool to like just have the guide choices at the top, because one thing we could also think about is at some point it might be fun to host the routes for the other categories that exist, like any percent and stuff, in this same kind of super readable, easy to learn format. So it could be fun to have all the different categories like up at the top, and then like the settings at the far right, and the wiki and all that. And then the maps are only in the relevant tabs you need them for. But I don't know, maybe it's good to have the map here for general purposes. Otherwise it might be too hidden. UI stuff is really hard to organize. There's so many things to it, you know, because then it's like, is this a redundancy that is confusing to people, or is it like more helpful? And it's hard to like tell, because to me it's like it could go either way for me, you know. Okay, so Thieves Guild Part 1, I accidentally, yeah, let's make that a sub-split. Thieves Guild Part 1. Okay. So, we are on page... oh, by the way, the reason I'm keeping the arena separate, because you're probably wondering, isn't that just a quest? Well, yes, it is, but because it's its own entirely separate faction that we're maxing out, it's sometimes considered like one of the like a fifth major quest line. Because we're doing that all in its own little bubble, you just go in and do arena stuff and leave without interacting with other route logic. I'm keeping it as a separate split for that. It's anything completely modular, I want to be able to just leave it as like a main split for now. So yeah, this split goes, what page is this? 44. And then why is this called Main Quest Part 1? Did I mess something up here? Oh, no. I was supposed to just call this Main Quest Part 1. And this was supposed to be called Questing Part 1, or Quest Logic or something, what I call it, yeah. People aren't gonna like the name Quest Logic. I think, runners are gonna want it to just be, just questing, so they aren't like, what does that even mean? So I went from page 44 to page 10. So the first 4 splits are 10 pages of the guide. And to be fair, some of those take quite a while, like all the permanent chanting. And then we have 34 pages of just quest, all the way through. Which I feel like that's not the worst thing ever, because these sub-splits are there anyway. you know. And in the guide, they'll look a lot more visual in here, I think. We have sub-split stuff in here already somewhere, don't we? Yeah, like that. They'll look a lot more visual in here versus in the Google Doc. They look really hard to find because they're just like a little highlighted thing. But in here, Ultra has like these nice underlines. Let me shrink this so that it's not... Oops. We'll have these nice sub-split lines for each tab and stuff like that, which is really cool. Okay. So we've fixed up this. This seems like a lot of things to try to pull apart. Also, I'm gonna rename some stuff really quick. So this should be part 1 because there's another one here. Where'd it go? Let's rename those really quick. Okay. So what I want to do now is... I'm fine with Arena, Nirnroot, and Oblivion Gates being the way they are. I want to get these phase names in here really quick, just because. So we have random gate spawning. We have closing fixed layout gates. I might have to make, like, articles describing how some of these splits work now, because they're so different from how they used to be. Like... The wiki article about gate decoupling and relinking does not tell you enough to explain how this entire process works and how like why we came up with it. So, yeah. It's gonna be kind of a bit of a thing to try to figure out. Should we buy this horse now? We'll figure that out in a second. I feel like we bought the... Or no, didn't we buy... What's the guy's name? Bongond? Didn't I see that name earlier? Where's that guy? Oh, that's the Coral guy. I don't remember the Breville guy. Anyway, so now this... From Dark Brotherhood through... Bruma, all the way up to random skill books. I believe this is all just more questing, and then we'll have a little bit at the end. Yeah. Real question is, how many total splits are we at already? Because we don't want to have to press the timer so many times, but I guess it's not a huge deal. Let me think about this for a second. Because, okay, so in V3, or sorry, V1 had the most splits of any run, I think. Yeah, V1 had 39, or not 39, 30, what is it, 30... Oh no, I'm not counting the top two, I might, yeah. It's 37 splits, but each split was like several hours long, so it wasn't like too bad. Now it's down to like 22, 21, right? So... Jumping all the way up to like, you know, 80. It's a bit much. But at the very least, this will help us figure out how to restructure the whatever it's called. I'm losing my train of thought here. The timing data. This will help at least restructure that, and then if we want, we can simplify these down a little bit more, potentially. Okay, so... It's not like any of these are that long of a thing, anyway, I suppose. Okay, so this should now be called Questing Part 2. And this will be called Dark Brotherhood Part 1. Let's reflect that here. Oops. Okay, so we gotta simplify all this down into one big thing. There's quite a lot going on. What I might eventually do is just put the circuits inside of ones, like for example, Anvil Circuit and Anvil Questing, we might want to just merge those, but we'll see what we're working with at the end here. If we're at like 70 splits, that might be like a complete pain to have to manage splits, so... Okay, so we have Dark Brotherhood Part 1. Goes on for a while. We have this little Skingrad circuit that happens. Let's just, for now, we're just putting all the circuits in as a rule of thumb. I believe this is the second circuit. Let me double check. No, I guess that's the first one. Skingrad Circuit 1. This is the second one later. Then we have... This would be Dark Brotherhood Part 2. So see, like, this is like a lot of just kind of hot garbage to have to label it this specifically. Really, the circuit is just helping us figure out what to do, and while we're there, we're still doing Dark Brotherhood stuff. It's not like... We can just put this all in one thing, I guess, but for now we'll stick with our system and see what we think at the end. Dark Brotherhood Part 2. Oh, does anyone follow the Mario 64 A-Press challenge, by the way? As you can imagine, I love the Zero A-Press challenge. It's very, very cool. This is Thieves Guild Part 2, I guess. Yeah, so you saw they saved 3 A-presses in like one day. Anticipated runtime. For this we're thinking like 16 hours roughly. Yeah, 15 to 16. We'll know a lot more pretty soon. Because once we figure out our split organization stuff and like get a way to actually compare data, we can actually just then polish up some of these route notes here and then go collect all that data and directly have things to compare against. So my goal for today, if I can get through this quick enough, would be to have a page like this comparing V3 and V4, but using V4's splits, because this is V3's splits with some estimates of what V4 might have taken. We've only timed one actual split, though, because it's entirely, like, isolated. The other ones are kind of approximated. So, let's go back to this. Okay, so this is Daedric Shrines, and we've already done some, so actually, let me rename this. Because this would be side quests and Daedric Shrines, right? Yeah. Daedric Shrines used to be 100% all one thing. So this will be Daedric Shrines Part 1. And then this will be... Oh, whoops. Daedric Shrines Part 2 here. Oops. So that's like one split every 12 minutes. Yeah, I guess when you put it that way, that's kind of rough to have that many splits. Yeah, we'll definitely have to condense some of this. The problem is for every one thing in V3 that used to be, like, for example, Daedric Shrines, since we're on it right now. Daedric Shrines was 43 minutes, and it was all the Daedric Shrines at once. Now, for routing reasons, we need to actually split those up, so Daedric Shrines now has Part 1 and 2, so we're going to end up with at least double the splits for the most part. But anyway, so this should be Miscellaneous Quest Part 2 / Daedric Shrines. We could also cheat and do this and do slashes to, like, combine similar splits and stuff. Just to, like, condense it a little bit. Okay, so that's the part that's annoying about this, is it's just, the information's already there, but getting it in the right, like, way that it, like, looks good is kind of, is rough. Yeah, I can't even begin to understand what exactly is going on in those videos, but I did, you know, I did watch them, and it seems like whatever they did took forever to figure out, and then once they figured it out, it solved like 3 things at once to do that one new move that they solved, so it's pretty cool. I'm sure nobody was expecting them to save an ape press again anytime soon, let alone 3 of them at once. So that's like one of the big ones they were working towards, I think. Okay, so Danger Trench Part 2, and then we have reorder so the map navigation is smoother. Let me copy that note here. Because this is going to go away when I do this. Okay, and then we have Thieves Guild Part 3. Get rid of this. Then we have Leowin Circuit. Wait, Daoman was in GDQ? I gotta check that out. I didn't know that. That's cool. Was it like the last... Was it an AGDQ or an SGDQ or something like that? Thieves Guild, where am I at here? Oh yeah, then after this is good old Thieves Guild Part 4. Yeah. See, so what I'm thinking is what we could do is have Thieves Guild Part 3 just be one thing called Thieves Guild that covers all of this. Fair about spell stacking, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff lately where I'm just like, oh yeah, we solved that. That's gonna be better this time. Like, I totally forgot. SGDQ? Cool, yeah, I'll check that out. How was it? Was that the one they did over Discord, or did you go out for that? Was that an in-person one? In person, nice. That's gotta be really. That's gotta feel like surreal to like watch HDQ and stuff, and then actually be like in it, you know. Sounds good. 4 parts seems a bit bloated. Yeah, I'm gonna recondense these at the end again, but I gotta see how it's all laid out before I do that. Did Oblivion make it into GDQ recently? I don't know if it made it into SGDQ, but I think it made it into AGDQ or something. Wasn't there like a race or there was some Oblivion thing going on recently for one of the GDQs. I remember some of those guys doing that. Okay, what's happening here? I messed something up. Because we have Thieves Guild Part 4. And then it becomes Dark Brotherhood, but I have 2 Thieves Guild labels here. I guess I just accidentally did that. This would be Dark Brotherhood Part 3, yeah. Oh, it was online, yeah. Okay, Dark Brotherhood Part 3. Then we have Coral Questing. Oops. Okay, and then this should just be Mages Guild Part 2, I feel like. But there is a circuit in it. For now, I guess I'll leave it as is, and then we'll come back. Because, like, it's hard to say specifically what this is, right? Because it says Mages Guild Part 2, but, like, we do... Where is it? Oh no, I guess this is solidly all Mages Guild for a while, and then we do Skingrad Circuit 2. Okay. And then we have our Glarthir Sindarian cycling, which is all just within Skingrad. We'll probably change the name of this, but it's a cool part of the run, I guess. Also, it's going to be hard to, like, label chat commands very specifically if we condense these too much. I don't think there's very many splits that have super specific standout, like, things going on in them glitch-wise. Most of them are just some combination of clipping and load warping. So it should be fine. Alright, so let's do, after Sindarian cycling, we just have a little bit of cleanup. I'm not going to relabel that. That's just going to be it for that. And then, of course, this needs to go up here. I'm going to start, like, grouping potential ones together that have a circuit in them, because the circuits, forcing ourselves to group things in circuits seems to be extremely wasteful for some reason. So let's... Just because those ones are fresh in my mind. Okay, and then we have a lot more here for city questing. So, step 1, we gotta get rid of... Oh, I hadn't even changed these ones yet. Okay, so we have... a Breville questing part and a Breville circuit part. Breville questing... Then we're not going to call it a mini circuit because we don't want to confuse things. This will be circuit, whoops, 2. And this will be Breville circuit 1. I might still find a way to label the circuits in the thing. Just not having them be a split. That's probably the best way to do it. So, oh, whoops, I accidentally paused chat. Yeah, so like questing and circuit, and what's miscellaneous cleanup? It's just random trash, I guess. Okay. Yeah, post a link. You could post on the Discord. What's it a link to? I don't have a way to like whitelist people to post links, unfortunately. I just as soon as I uncheck the link prevention thing, I just get a bunch of bots. So I have to unfortunately leave it. I think the only people who can post I think mods can't even post links. I'm not sure though. That's just a funny clip. Hey, yeah, you can post it in the Discord if you want. It's just, yeah, sorry. Twitch is not great for handling links. I wish you could, like, quickly just whitelist specific people that have been around a while and stuff, but I don't know, maybe there's a way to do it and I just don't know. So let's just put all this under Coral Circuit, whatever. Is this really the first Coral Circuit? That doesn't seem right. Here's what we'll eventually do. We have our chat commands there, and then we'll have a section called notable circuits or something for tracking those. That's what we'll do. And this will just be a labeling. It'll function as a labeling thing for now. Test the theory. Oh, for mods posting links. Test out the save reader. Nice. Save reader available. Oh, okay, sweet. So this is like, now they don't even have to download it. They just go to this page and they can drop a save file. I want to try right now. Let me find a save file. That's really good. You know what we could do? Now we could throw that onto the, we should link that, this GitHub pages, to the, checklist. Like the checklist should have a link to this thing so people can like do that. Eventually we could house it like inside of the tools drop down as well if there's a way to do that. Yeah, that's really clean if we can just do it within browser too. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a save file. Where's my shortcut for my Oblivion saves? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, let's pick a random save and just chuck it in here. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, not having to download it's like a huge quality of life thing too. That's good. Before probably a couple months, yeah, I lost a lot of time from other stuff outside the project, unfortunately, so. Oh, this is so sweet. It shows stages. This is like you have everything you'll ever need in here. I don't know how difficult it would be. It doesn't really, it's not necessary, but if you wanted, since it's now, like, accessible from this page, is there a way to, like, make each chunk of it, like, collapsible? I don't know how hard that is for something like this. If it's, like, don't worry about it if it's, like, annoying to do it, but, like, I don't know, I think it'd be kind of, especially now that we have stages, so these stretch on for a while. It's fine for, like, what we need so far, where we just Control F and, like, find the thing and collapse, but be able to collapse, it might be like a user-friendly thing. But yeah, this is really sweet to have it in browser like that. Yeah. Cool. Alright, hey Weighted Keys, how's it going? Alright, what do I want to do? I'm doing something here. At some point, I might do, I might do all the wiki article writing stuff I might do off line. Oh, by the way, Bosch did a lot of wiki stuff. Let me find... basically, the route logic's getting so, like, combined, it's hard to, like, remember how individual quests are executed. So, we've begun the process of making pages with a template for every quest in the game, like, similar to the UESP ones, where it has, you know, this sort of stuff. So what Bosch did is, oh, cool, he started doing some of these, or unless, I don't remember, I might have done this one, I don't remember, but basically we're going to eventually make each quest be a page on our wiki. Hey, how's it going, Tyler? So what we're going to do is have, the quest stages are listed below, just a straight rip from the UESP, but with our own info we need. We don't, this is from the USP already, but the set stage scripts is going to be important, because eventually we're going to be able to take stuff and mark which scripts are relevant to which stages for the sake of people trying to find ways to break stuff. So, and then also we'll have a script analysis section that says which scripts contain things related to this quest and how they work, right? I'll eventually, like, for certain quests, I've already done this because it was something we just got super deep into for stuff. And then things about the route logic that we've learned over time, bugs are a super important one, and then the current best route in isolation for that quest. So if you had nothing else going on, what's the fastest way to do that quest? And sometimes, though, it's better, like, for the whatever it's called, not Moloch Ball, yeah, the Moloch Ball one, or no, Sanguine, the Sanguine one with the Darji's Heirloom, those two quests have to be done together to be efficient, so those ones have special notes that say, prerequisite, have this done already from this other quest, and then do this whole thing, right? So, having all these pages is going to be really sweet. Bosch has been kind of So far, getting the quest journal stages in there, which is a huge step, and then the next part is we're gonna have to look back at V3 and like pull all of the routing info from that and cross-reference it with V4 to put the actual best route of each one in. But if you want to look at some current ones that are kind of sweet, let me find where was it? I might have made it. I don't remember what page I did it on. No, it wasn't on Adarji's, it was on Sanguine, I think. Maybe I didn't make this page yet. Maybe I guess I didn't write that out yet. We've done it for a few things. I honestly I can't remember. There's also some that are like the article is 100% done. We'll never really need to update it. Where was it? Was Canvas the Castle one of them? Oh, here's an example of one where I collected scripts. So we did a lot of research on Canvas the Castle, and we found that these scripts trigger blah blah blah. We wrote a write-up about how it works, so that way I don't forget and have to retrace our steps later. When in V5, we're inevitably going to try to find a way to break this. So, hey, how's it going, Ordained? But yeah, a lot of good stuff going on. My favorite thing is that this one we saw that the devs wrote the word "hopefully" in their comment in regards to hopefully that this works correctly. So that means it's probably broken. Okay, anyway, that's just a small aside. So yeah, huge thanks to Bosch for like getting all these templates and like the journal information copied over. That's a huge leap forward, because I'd only made like a handful of quest pages at the time, and then he went and made like all the other ones. So yeah, love me some dock mode. You're in luck for the next several months. That's very much, or pretty much all we're gonna be doing. Okay, so Coral Circuit 1 is where we left off. I keep going on these long tangents. Okay, we're back though. Coral Circuit 1, Leeuwin Circuit, and then some quest cleanups. Let's get Leeuwin Circuit in here. Is this a new Leeuwin Circuit? Or, is this a unique one? Or did we... Yeah, we already had one here. So this should be Leeuwin Circuit 1. This should be Leeuwin Circuit 2. Yeah, it might behoove us, for the sake of the audience, to have pages kind of like this, but that break down, like, not every individual split, but just the main overall splits. So it kind of just says, like, roughly why we're doing the things we're doing, especially for really technical parts like the skill grind and stuff. So, okay, Coral Circuit 1, and then this is Quest Cleanup. Okay. Wait, what happened? Uh-oh. Oh no, that's Quest Cleanup after the Leeuwin Circuit. Okay. Shaden Hall Part 3. Sure. The good thing is we don't have to think nearly as hard during these streams as we had to before. So I probably won't get burned out as often doing these, because there's less brain, more typing. Anvil Part 2. That's a horrible name for a split there, because we've been to Anvil like 20 times. Quest Cleanup Part 2. I'll just keep the names for now. There's a lot to unpack here. And then Bruma Circuit Part 2. This one's probably going to end up being its own thing. And then this is Main Quest Part 3. Yeah, I guess this is, even though it seems like this isn't making us much progress, what this is really doing is making this accessible to people who are going to want to run this thing once the time is shorter and shorter. Because, what did I call this? Quest Part 3. Wait, what? Oh, is this the first Bruma Circuit? Wait a minute. No, this is Bruma Circuit 2. Because people are going to want to be able to just be handed a file that's like, here's all the splits, right? So, oh, hey, Shoegaze. Yeah, a couple months. When is tutorial part 2? I mean, we do go back into the tutorial, in the skill grind. It would be funny to eventually just rename the skill grind tutorial part 2. Because the skill grind is not great anymore. It is, in fact, very short. There's almost nothing going on in the skill grind other than a few little grindy moments. This isn't main quest part 3. What was I going to call this? Bruma questing, yeah. Again, horrible name for a split. Okay, but we've reached our next little reprieve here. So let me type in the names of these parts of the... So this is just setup and book grinding loop. What I might do is, after we figure out exactly how we want to do this, and we know how to compare the timing data, I might make a live split file and upload it along with all the route materials. We might just have a spot where it links to like a download of a live split template for people to use and stuff like that. Because I think that would be really useful for people that want to run it, to have the splits already be built for them. I actually don't know why I haven't put a live split template on, like with the other stuff before. I might have put the splits themselves, but I didn't have any like polish on it, like having a nice like icons for the splits if people use those and stuff like that. The not so great skill grind. Eventually it's going to be weird for new people because the name of these splits is not even going to really make sense after a while. Although I guess it makes it more fun to have really like dumb names for some of the splits. Although it tarnishes the air of professionalism just a little bit, you know. Okay, so this is going to be questing part 3. So this is like, we have 3 major questing chunks. I'm pretty happy with how this will be, because this won't be here. I'm pretty happy with how this will look, because then people can quickly see, okay, we do all the early game, we explore the map, we do a ton of questing, and then we, you know, do the Nern route and the gates to do the rest of the map. Then we do more questing, then we get some books, more questing, grind our skills, final quest, right? There's not a whole lot there. So, the professionalism, yeah. I guess you're right. We should mirror the quality of the game we're running after all. Okay, so we have Fighters Guild and Dark Brotherhood and all this. This would be Dark Brotherhood part 4 if I'm I'll just continue the numbering, I guess. Or I could call it like final or like cleanup or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay, Thieves Guild Part 4. So no, this will now be named Questing Part 3. And we will go here and do this. I'm gonna restart the numbering. Or no, this is Fighters Guild. What? Oh. Come on. Okay. The names are also a little annoying because it's like, this is not the first time we're in the Fighters Guild. It's just what it is, you know? The Fighters Guild has been going on the whole run. We just, sometimes things are blended in a way that they don't really, like, count as a separate split until it's, like, way late in the run. So, some of this is going to be kind of a mess. So this finishes up the main quest here. This will be one we do want to distinguish. Quest Part 4. Oops. Oh, by the way, I ended up getting I haven't built it yet, but I got a stream, or not a stream PC, whatever it's called, a game PC for running Oblivion. The the SSD for it has just enough space to fit every Elder Scrolls game and then some, so that we can use it as our isolated computer every time we want to run Oblivion. I just haven't built the computer yet, so I thought it'd be fun. I might have already said this on stream, actually. I don't actually remember. What if you had boring names and fun nicknames? That's probably what we're gonna end up doing with a lot of these. Like, on the wiki, there's things where it's like, this concept, also called this really stupid name, is a thing where, and then it, you know. Write a piece of code that randomly crashes the way. Oh yeah, there you go. Oh, that'd be so bad, but also funny. Okay, main quest part 4, and then we're gonna do a bunch of miscellaneous quests here, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, then we have a circuit. I should say Temple District. Not like this split name is really gonna stay, but whatever. Okay, and then we basically finish up each guild one after another. We could call this whole section, like, guild cleanup. I think that's probably the most efficient way, because, look, we do Mages Guild, then we're doing Fighters Guild, then we're doing Thieves Guild, and then we're doing Dark Brotherhood. All of this should just be called guild cleanup. That's probably the easiest way to do this. That'll save several splits. Guild cleanup. Oh, are there Daedric shrines in here? Yeah, whatever, that's fine. This will be, oops, guild cleanup plus Daedric shrine, or well, let's say guild shrine cleanup. How about that? So we've merely represented our information in the same way, or in a different way, but it is a little bit cleaner looking. Vampirism. Let me just copy these over. Vampirism. Purism. There we go. Power leveling. Underflowing. And manual skill farming. Okay. Alright. Now, oh, sorry, I gotta clean that up. Okay. So, here's our new layout. We have condensed our questing into these specific chunks. So the next sweep through of this, all we're gonna do is look and say, how do we make it so we don't have to split 79 times, right? Or I guess 78, because we have this here. 78 times. I forgot to read chat here. Prices are down now, so I guess you save. Oh yeah, that's the main reason, because like, so I haven't built a computer before, and I was like, I don't want to have to keep borrowing a computer each time, like, to run Oblivion. So it's, and the one we were using was like old and kept like having weird, like, whatever, like cursed graphics issues. So I was like, I should just get a computer that will be like good, like overkill for Oblivion, but cheap by modern specs. And the graphics card wasn't like super cheap or anything, but it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't like crazy or anything. And it's future-proofed enough that if Elder Scrolls 6 is like fun, and ever comes out, it'll be able to run that too. So it should be pretty like it should be a lifetime buy, you know. Not that any technology is ever a lifetime purchase, but the site so if a tab open for more than 9 hours, all the text turns black. Oh yeah, we could get the black text glitch would be it would be a good one to implement there. Okay, so what I want to do now is we're going to look at each of these and figure out how to condense it, because right now our main splits are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 13 actual splits, but in live split you have to manually press this button for each of these. So I guess I like this one. Let me double check the inventory setup. So we go to the market district and then we power level. And then we have the Breville recommendation and gold farming. And then we have more market district. So this does not need to be 4 splits. This should honestly be maybe 3 at most. It'd be like before power leveling, then the power leveling, and then after. But even then, we're only getting to level 24. I don't even know if this should all be different, you know? I want to say we should just do this. Inventory setup and power leveling. And maybe label the power leveling as power leveling. Like just... or something, I don't know. Just so that we know that it's happening. But maybe not. Actually, yeah, no. Okay. So we can get rid of all of that. That's 4 splits saved. So we basically have our early game, and then like this is actually fine to split up, I suppose, because I do actually want to know the timing data on these 2 things in particular. Power leveling's not going to really be different. We had to power level it to 24 anyway, so not a huge deal there. But this should be fine. Something weird happened. Oh, I didn't get rid of that. There we go. Because we already have these, like, indents to show that something new is happening anyway. We could even have... the guide could, like, sub-label... just not as splits, right? We could have... I don't know how specific the table of contents and the site formatting could get with this, but what we could do is have... the collapsibles are the whole split that you actually, like, increment on the timer. Sub-splits you also increment on the timer, but they're not collapsible in the guide. They're just, like, these bars, like, they're already at. And we could just manually put in, like, I had that bold one. We could have, like, some that are not underlined or anything just in the middle of this that are just another subsection. So we could have, like, 3 tiers of contents. Does that seem like that would be a good way to do it? Because then we have... we could still have those, like, sub splits, right? But I don't know if we... because I don't want to have to time sub splits. I just would like to know when certain things are happening, right? Okay. So, let's re-examine these questing splits now that we've, like, merged them and made them a little more readable. Let's see what's going on with these. So we have, I think main quest part 1 probably should be kind of split off as its own thing, and this is already a lot of instruction anyway. I'm fine with that one being its own split. Can the market district and anvil and all that be merged? Let's see. So the market district circuit is the longest, most dense circuit in the game. That probably is worth keeping as its own thing. Let's keep it for now. And just for the record, this will make more sense why I'm doing this later, but I'm gonna just start putting these in here. Okay, so an easy one here. We have the anvil circuit immediately followed by anvil questing. Let's just not deal with that. We'll call the whole thing anvil. And then the miscellaneous questing, we're just gonna absorb it into something else. Do we go near anything? This is all set up for Shadenhall. We'll merge that with that. So, first of all, Anvil questing and this need to be put into one thing. So, let's just call this... We can just call these, like, by what they are. Anvil questing part 1, right? And within this, we'll have the Anvil circuit 1. Alright, I'm not going to number it yet, but... That seems like the best way. And then we'll merge miscellaneous quests in with the Shadenhall one, so that it's all Shadenhall things. So... Where does this go? Because really, when we pseudo-routed this, this is how we were thinking about it, right? We were getting a bunch of logic points all cleared out in an area, and then they would all, the next step of all those quests would point in all these different directions, and then we would look and say, where are the most things pointing to now? We're going to go there next. So really, we should probably break it down like this by city. So, Shadenhall questing part 1 is going to have Shadenhall circuit 1 as well. Oops. 1 second, sorry, I gotta check this. Okay. So, Shadenhall circuit 1, good. And then we have... Okay, so, the next question, can guild questing be absorbed into the Shadenhall stuff? No, we're going to Coral now. So should we... Let's take a look at all this. Okay, so what are we doing here? We go to Coral. More Coral stuff. Why do we go to Skingrad? It must have just been smart to do. It was all part of... Oh, because it's part of Fighters Guild, and we were advancing Fighters Guild? Yeah, because we activated Unfinished Business. Right, so I guess this all being guild-themed is still good. Then we... So what are these circuits, the intent of these circuits? So we have... We do Fighters Guild. This is all still kind of part of all the guild stuff, I suppose, right? Yeah, you know, we're advancing guild quest lines within each of these. Not really here so much. Because I'm thinking this could all be guild questing part 1. Like this. Ah, that's actually quite a lot to merge, but maybe we need to. I definitely want to go at least through Leowen with this. So, guild questing with Leowen, circuit 1. I'm not sure about Elven Gardens, because it doesn't really fit the theme of the naming. Not that the naming's like the most important delineator here, but... So let's get rid of this. And the Elven Garden circuit is like super, like, short. Why do we go here? Oh, because we're just nudging the main quest forward slightly. Let's just put this, like, whatever. Let's just absorb this into here. Who cares? This doesn't, like, no one's gonna be like, but that's not... Okay. Then we're into Fighters Guild. So how long is this sub-split so far? It's pretty long for a sub-split, but we also don't want to have 9 million of these, so... What should our goal be? Let me do some quick math on my calculator here, even though I have a spreadsheet app in front of me that could do it. We have 15 hours of time. So we have 900 minutes going on. In previous runs, we had, it was like let's say 22 hours, right? Divided by 23, whoops, what was I doing? 22 hours times 60 divided by how many splits we had? 23 last run. That's about every hour you have a split. So yeah, we should try to stick to around that ratio. It's not going to be perfect, because the core splits are already so many. Let's try to make it every 30 minutes, so we'd allow ourselves about 30 to 32 total splits. Does that seem good? So we might have to, like... Because we could do, like, main quest, and then we could make all of this city questing, right? Like, all the way through most of this. It's hard to, like... It's really hard to whittle some of this down in a way that's, like, still logical. This should all just be Fighters Guild, even though this doesn't really advance the Fighters Guild to do this in the middle. It's like, we're already here. Or we can just call it Shaden Hall questing. Well, no, because that's all... This is still part of the guild thing. Let's just... Fighters Guild Cleanup Part 1 out of there. Then we have the Shaden Hall Circuit, which has... You know, there's some Fighters Guild in there, and then more of this. Okay. What we could do, though, is just have this whole thing be Fighters Guild. Let's start with that. Let's start there. And this would have Shaden Hall Circuit 2. Thinking is hard. Okay, and then this is all Breville stuff, right? Let's at least merge this together. This will be Breville Circuit 1. These go away. Main quest part 2. I'm fine keeping all the main quest stuff split up. I mean, it's like significant parts of the run anyway. Okay, and then we have... What's all this? We have Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood. And then we have all the home furnishings and stuff. What are we doing here? Okay. Quick save, load the Cloudruler save. So this is all main... Oh, right, main quest part 3. Oh, wait a minute. Could this all just be wrapped up in a main quest split? It's slightly inaccurate, but we could do it. Ah, whatever. This is tough. I don't know what to do. Because I don't want to have to hit this split button 20,000 times. We're already at, what is this, 16 of them? That's already... we're barely through the first part of it, and we're already at our halfway goal for the whole run. Okay. These ones are tricky. So we have Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood, and then we don't do, like... No, I guess we do a little bit of Dark Brotherhood while we're here. Whatever, let's put Bruma Circuit in this. These names just don't really work. And like, look how short this is. Oh, this should be part of Bruma. Main Quest Part 3 should be merged into Bruma. Because it's the whole thing takes place in the same area. It's just called, this is a lame thing, but Thieves Guild / Bruma, how about? That includes Main Quest Part 3. Miscellaneous Quest Part 2, Daedric Shrines Part 1, and then we have Alien Statues. So this whole thing should just be random quests, basically. Yeah. So this should just be called, like, side quests, shrines, or like Daedric Shrines. Let's just call it that, side quests, Daedric Shrines. Okay. That's not too bad. It doesn't fully capture what's in every single thing, but it's like close. And we also, how many was that we just got rid of? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's like 9 splits we just got rid of, right? So that's 9 less times we have to hit that stupid button throughout the run. Which is not the worst thing ever. Okay, that puts us 25 splits in, unless we find a way to whittle it down more, right? Just to make this easier for me. Okay. Oh, whoops. Okay. So for this part, we gotta do that whole process again. Really quickly, I'm gonna condense part 3, just so I get some easy progress here. So, questing part 3 has Fighters Guild, then Thieves Guild, then main quest, then a bunch of just random stuff. But that's all guild related. Let's put the main quest as like a breakup point, or I guess maybe we could do it by location or something. Where are we at this point in the run? Shaden Hall, and then Coral. Oh boy. That one's gonna take a while for Guild and Shrine cleanup. Oh boy. This. Are guilds achieved at any point? Yeah, a little bit. So let's just call this. So first part is, are there side quests going on in here at all? This is just Thieves Guild and whatnot. Oh no, there's a few extra things. No, it's mostly just Thieves Guild though. Let's change this to Fighters, Thieves Guild. We'll just condense some of these for our sanity. Ultimate Heist is 61 steps. So we have Fighters Guild, Thieves Guild. Then we'll just have main quest part 4 be its own thing, because we got like that whole cutscene and all that. Actually, we skipped that cutscene with a glitch, but whatever. Miscellaneous quests. We have... This is truly all random. Yeah, so let's... This split's gonna be so short, though. I guess it doesn't... Could this all be one thing, maybe? I don't know what to do. Guild Shrine cleanup's a pretty long one already. I mean, first and foremost, I guess Temple District Circuit should be inside of this miscellaneous quests thing. And this could just be like, this is all like Imperial City quests. Imperial City side quests. We have the Temple District Circuit in here. Then we have Guild and Shrine cleanup. This isn't as whittled down as I want, but there may not be a good, actual good way of doing it. Oh, I should... Yeah. Did I do colons on these? No, I didn't. Oh yeah, because it would look awful. Okay. Questing part 2 is a little bit much right now. So questing part 3, we do Fighters and Thieves Guild stuff for a little bit. Then we finish the main quest. Then we do a bunch of Imperial City. Let's merge this all together. Main quest, Imperial City. Side quests. Because that's all location-based. That still follows kind of some semblance of a plan there. Okay, well, we got that one down to 3. That's not too bad. I don't really know if the phases of these need to actually be real splits. Really quick, let me... This might make this easier. Sub, splits. And this will just be for tracking some stuff. Because I don't want the timer... This will basically be things listed in the guide that the timer does not need to account for. How about... So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there's so many more than I thought there was. Oh, man. Or wait, what happened? Wait, didn't we already... Hold on. Didn't we just condense this? How is this still like this? Yeah, Anvil quest. Okay, so we have main quest part 1, Market District Circuit, Anvil questing. Oh, I must have just forgot to... Some shenanigans going on here. Chain Hall questing, Guild questing, Fires Guild, Reveal questing, main quest part 2, Thieves Guild Bruma, side quest Asic Shrines. That's a lot of stuff, but I'll number it for now. That's 15 at the beginning, or even more, I guess. I don't think they need to be splits. Which ones? Like all of this? Or you mean the phases? Oh, I forgot about these. Wait, what did you... I can't read that for... Oh, what? Oh, Oblivion games. Well, it took me way too long to figure that out. Yeah, this all should just be one thing. You know, I can get that timing data later. 5, so... 19. So by the second phase we have 19. That's honestly not too bad. Because then at the end we have however many this is. It's only 7 at the end. So, okay. I like where we're at with this. Let's try to crush the questing part 2 down as much as we can. So we already have a few ideas going here. I just gotta remember to copy our circuit info over for these, as we did here. So, 1 second. Okay. Step 1. Make this just all Dark Brotherhood. Hopefully this doesn't ruin anything. Be kind of unfortunate. Like if later we're like, oh, I wish I would have kept all these labels for blah blah blah, you know. But for now, let's do this. So this will be this, and then these all get merged. Okay. Then we're gonna have Thieves Guild, more Daedric Shrines, and then more Thieves Guild, and then later. So let's just call this whole thing Thieves Guild and Daedric Shrines. Or like / Daedric Shrines, how about? Because it'll be Thieves Guild, the Shrines. Because that'll make even more sense, because the Thieves Guild and Daedric Shrines are like combined for this next part anyway. And then we have the... Yeah, this cuts down a lot. Let's do that. Okay, that's optimal. And then we'll have Lewin Circuit there. This goes all the way through here. That's good. That's a lot of bloat removed from that. Let's do that in the guide now. So, what did I call it on here? Just Thieves Guild? Oh yeah, Thieves Guild Daedric Shrines. Also saying like part 1, part 2 and stuff. Maybe we don't even need to do that. I don't know. We'll see. Oops. By the way, Ultra, how easy do you think it would be to archive previous routes onto the website just for the sake of it? Like, obviously not yet. That'd be like a thing when we have a lot of extra time between versions or something, but I thought it might be interesting to have like an archive that has like the V1, 2, and 3, just not like V1 and 2 wouldn't be interactable. They would just have their text and formatting, basically. And then the latest version would be obviously like the main one, but I don't know. I thought it might be kind of a cool idea. Because then we could have like 100% stuff for speedrun casual with the latest version, and then an archive, and then other like official category routes, maybe. I don't know. I don't. That might be questionable because I don't know if we would be the ones maintaining those. It'd mostly it'd be Karsto maintaining those almost exclusively, I think, at this point. Anyway, okay, so we have that, and then we go back to Dark Brotherhood. Okay. Miscellaneous quests in the middle here. Ah, okay, these are gonna be hard to combine, I think. Because we're not in Coral here. Yeah, so this won't... This is Dark Brotherhood entirely. I mean, technically we get the Soul Trap, but I don't think that counts as enough to make it part of that. Okay, so we'll have to leave that for now, but we'll just call it part 2, I guess. So then we have some miscellaneous Coral questing. I probably should have these sub-names somehow in here, like, just so that players know what's going on. I don't know. Because if it's just an endless wall of stuff and, like, the theming of it's getting a little lost, it might be kind of confusing, especially down the road when we're trying to take chunks of route logic and move them around. It could be kind of a mess. And I don't know. We'll see, I suppose. It's not like it's hard to, like, figure out each individual section's stuff, plus we have the backup copy of it, after all. Okay, we have... I'm gonna skip this so I don't have to figure it out. But basically, Mages Guild, Skingrad, and the Glarthier stuff are all one thing now, and it's just gonna be called Mages Guild. Yeah, every time I merge something together, I'm just thinking of that Red Letter Media thing when, in the Plinkett review, when he's like, oh, what is it? When he's just like, what George should have done is combined Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn into a new character called Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm just thinking of that every time we merge stuff. It's like Mages Guild and the Skingrad part where we do Mages Guild should be one thing called the Mages Guild. Alright, so we have Breville questing and Breville. Okay, this is easy. Is miscellaneous cleanup... This is all technically side questing stuff being done. Let's just throw all this together. So, the Breville stuff will be together, but then the other stuff won't. Oh wait, hold up. What's going on here? Why is there no instruction saying to start this? Follow the quest marker back to Ursin Law. Oh, because we're already, yeah, we're already at her house, so there is no setup. So let's get Breville Circuit moved here, and this will just be called Breville Questing. We'll keep the name. And then We have miscellaneous cleanup, which needs to be absorbed into something. We'll just merge all this. So we have miscellaneous cleanup, Coral Circuit 1, and Lewin Circuit 2. And more quest cleanup here. And then Shaden Hall. Could this all be quest cleanup all the way through there, or is that too much in a row? Because we have 2 circuits. What are we doing in these circuits? Let's find a theme here. Coral is advancing a guild quest line, okay. Then we do a circuit here, which advances Fighters Guild again. Or Fighters Guild. This is all Fighters Guild so far. Quest cleanup, Lewin, Coral. So everything but the miscellaneous stuff has been Fighters Guild up to this point. Part 3 is not Fighters Guild. No, it kinda is. Yeah. Okay, that's still Fighters Guild. Then still Fighters Guild. So we can call this. There's a lot of Fighters Guild going on. It's almost exclusively that, so this will be good. Okay. That's nice. All of this can be boiled down. Oops. All of this can be boiled down into, I'm just gonna call it Fighters Guild and miscellaneous quests. Because that's ultimately all it is. It's just a very large chunk of stuff going on around that, but the core logic that we're using is Fighters Guild. So let's go back up to where it starts here, and we'll just absorb the miscellaneous stuff into it. We'll call it miscellaneous cleanup, why not? So Fighters Guild miscellaneous quest cleanup. Oops. Okay. Glad we found a large chunk of stuff to all call one big thing. Alright, more quest cleanup, easy. And then this will just be Bruma questing, how about, because it's no longer Fighters Guild themed. We'll absorb that into that. So that goes there, this goes here. So, what did we cut out? We cut out... Doesn't say the count. Oh, I can just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11 splits, I think, is what that says. Or, no, that doesn't... whatever. A good amount, though. Like 9-ish, I think. This looks so much better on paper than the other one did. So, here's what it looks like, including the ones we're not actually splitting, like those phases and stuff, which is like cool, whatever. This looks very navigable. Is that the word? Is that how that works? And keep in mind, setup would not be on there. There's also, I believe, we don't need a verifying the run thing anymore because the checklist will verify it. So this section won't actually be in the final thing. Actually, well, no. I was gonna say it could be cool to have a readout at the bottom that tells you, but you have a checklist. It can just tell you to look at the checklist. So let me do that really quick. Check the checklist. Well, no, because at the top right it says check the percent count. Or no, sorry. We have to verify in-game. Duh. So, what we'll want to do, we want to verify it in the actual game and with the save file reader, I guess. Right? We want to do it both ways, just because checking it in-game, we've learned that there's times where the game just straight up doesn't track it the way it should. So, anyway. These splits we can kind of shrink down and... Oops. Make it like a wrapping thing. Where is the text wrapping? Yeah, okay. Or I can just... Yeah. Do that. Alrighty. Let's see how we're feeling about this now. So 19, 20, and then we... That... 9... 30... Or wait... The sub-splits... The main split doesn't count. So it'd be... Let me start this over. Keep forgetting. That doesn't count as a split. Yeah, so 5, 6, and then this will go all the way through to here. And then this won't be 18, this will be 18, and this will be 19, and then we go to there, to 26, and we have 27, no, I did it again, 27, 28, and then that will go through here, and then we, oops, whatever. And then we don't care about these. 31. Okay, that's really good, actually. 31 splits is barely any more than the original one of 24. I am happy with that. So, next step. Duplicate this. So this is a V. Let me rename this. This page, by the way, is publicly visible on the Discord. I posted it recently. So this is V3 splits. And this is going to be V4 splits. And it will be V3 versus V4 again. So this is like the new important one. Make it green or something. Make it obnoxiously green. Okay, so I'm going to copy this information over first. And we need a new... Hold up. Let me fix the formatting here. We'll keep these bold. And we'll collapse stuff like this. Is there anything we're not happy with? That's the other question. Before we continue, do we want to try to crush questing part 1 down more? Because there's only 3 here, and there's 8 here, but there's 10 here. Is the first questing chunk long enough to really necessitate that many things? Maybe. We'll see. I think it is actually the largest chunk of questing. We could absorb the Market District circuit in to the main... Actually, no, we don't actually do any main quests there, so that's fine. Invo questing part 1. A lot of anvil stuff. Shaden Hall quest. Now just double checking. Shaden Hall questing is a short one. Could we market this as guild questing? Knife in the dark, okay. Abandoned house. The guild well. Yeah. Okay, let's call let's merge this with guild questing. So this will not be called Shadenhall questing. It'll be called guild questing part 1. And then the other guild questing part 1 goes away. And then this is still all guild stuff. And then the next thing was called Fighters Guild, which is a guild questing thing, yes. So hopefully this isn't too much. No, okay, that's fine. And then we have Breville questing, which looks like it has nothing to do with guilds other than like that little thing there. And then we have Main Quest Part 2. And then we have Thieves Guild and Bruma. Let's combine... Was Anvil also guild questing? Maybe we could... I don't know. It's gonna be kind of pointless if these splits are too generic after a certain point. I mean, there's a lot going on in Anvil. But it's like all part of a rat problem and Fighters Guild. Honestly, yeah, I feel like this could all go together because it's all like the main through line is that it's Fighters Guild. Okay, let's see how this flows if you're a player. So you've just finished a bunch of Anvil stuff, and then it says to go to blade training and the potatoes and all that. So I guess it kind of flows naturally enough. I don't think it'll, like, throw people off. The only thing is, can we fit Breville questing into it, or does it not matter? I mean, we already have other, like, Breville and Bruma questing and all that separate later. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know. It's kind of tricky. So we just merged something. Guild questing is everything here. It has this circuit, these circuits, these circuits, and... Or wait. Yeah. Okay. It is a little weird how short the Breville one is, with no obvious through line. Other than that, we turn in a mage's staff. Oh, no. Wait, no. Yeah, this is still part of guilds, because we're turning in Fighters Guild and stuff. Let's merge that. Oops. This is, I think, just boiling down to being the entire original layout, just, like, condensed back in. You know what I mean? Because we had a split called Main Quest Part 1, and then we had like these splits, and I think I just merged them all back down to be the same things, essentially. This is fine. Okay, so let me fix this. Okay, so we're down to 30 splits. That's a good number. Let's stop there. So, with our, whatever this is, with our 30 splits here, we want to format this in a way that's, like, very nice and visual for, the sake of what we're doing here. What do we want? Let's just make these, like, smaller and italicized to denote subs, because I want it to all be in, like, one column. So, like, or 2 columns, I think, because... Oh, no, I can just do this. And how did I format this before? Left to right, okay. Yeah, we can just Here, let's just do it like this. I'm just gonna keep chasing my tail here, because now I'm like, oh, well, the questing part 2 is too long now. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna... Sorry, I'm gonna keep doing this. This will be worth all of this unnecessary, seemingly unnecessary maneuvering soon. Okay, so we got all that. Miscellaneous coral questing, just no. It's just not notable enough to be its own thing. And then we have Mages Guild. Goes on like for a while, yeah. Right, because we merged it in with a bunch of stuff. Okay. And then we have Reveal questing. Where did that start? Okay. So our goal should be to try to force Reveal questing to be related to one of these other objectives in our way of writing it down. It isn't, but we could do like... What's this? I mean, we already have this Fighters Guild miscellaneous quest cleanup. We could just throw the Bruma circuit, or the Breville circuit, within that hub. Then have Bruma questing just be its own thing. Let's do that. Breville questing is going to be merged into this. We'll just say / Fighters Guild as well. Okay. Okay, 27 splits. Because really, the timing data within each quest split is not going to be super useful to us. That's the main problem. We pretty much want to make the run more fun to play rather than worrying about meticulously tracking where our time saves came from. V4 is going to save time in so many ways, we'll never figure it out, you know? Like, it's fine having the splits be mostly just like an extra little thing to help out. It'll be mostly for chat to be like, okay, we're kind of doing this right now. Like, we're kind of doing the Fighters Guild and the Thieves Guild and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so here we... Oh, whoops. That's what I want to do here. I want to bring these in more. Like that. How about... And then these will be... build out like that. This needs to do that. Okay. So V3 is going... This is going to be really hard to do this. So, step one, let's chuck this in here. Yep. Bring those in like that. Maybe throw a little bit of this in there. No, that looks dumb. So when you're splitting in live split, this is the order that these will be splitting into. Oh, I'm stupid. I didn't do it with... I thought something looked off. It's this. Okay. Let's throw that back in there. Okay, 27 splits. Very manageable amount. Okay, so the way this spreadsheet works, V3 is now going to be the one where we have no information. So we're going to erase that. Your total time is just going to be whatever this is at first, but then it adds the sum of like this time and the current split time together. So each time it's like it's notching it up more and more, right? It's taking like the previous total and adding the new one over and over and over again all the way through. So let's extend the formula to the bottom. And then this will only show something if we put a time in here, which we don't have that information yet. Well, we have it for V3's tutorial we can copy back over. So V3 took 7 minutes 23. So let's just throw that in there. So the total time of the run that we have now is this. Our goal is to fill a lot of these in that we don't know yet. Like, for example, the map exploration originally was a whole lot more than just finding the locations. Now we've since broken that stuff apart. So, like, the arena is the same. So let's pull the arena one again. That's going to not have changed at all, logic-wise, so we can safely put that one in. Same with the Nern route. That has not changed. Like, what I mean by that is not that we haven't improved it, but that we haven't changed the way it works enough. Like, the objectives haven't been split into other areas of the run yet. They're still all just one thing. So, for example, the map exploration Oblivion gates aren't going to be too hard to figure out. We just have to look at V3's 5.5 hour split and figure out where did we stop exploring and start doing the Oblivion gates, and we can just pull that amount of time out. But we're going to have to make another auxiliary sheet to track all that. So I'm just getting the concrete ones in there first. Even the Arcane University, we can't be 100% sure, because that's a combination of the permit enchanting and spell making, yes, but we also added in a new thing. So there's a lot of weird stuff going on with some of these that you wouldn't think is weird. Okay. Oblivion gates. Okay, so this is all the questing stuff we have to ignore. Random skill books is isolated. So random skill books took an hour 46 last time. We throw that in there. And it's just showing the total amount of time we've accounted for out of our 21 hours 47 minutes. And then we have the great skill grind is isolated. So we can take that, and we can take the Imperial Dragon Armor. So this is what we absolutely can confirm without having to watch the original run and like pull apart times and stuff. So that is 6 hours 10 minutes of the run accounted for. We have to account for the remaining 20 or I can't do math ever, remaining 15 hours or whatever it is. So that's gonna be a task that I'll do a little bit of it tonight, but I'll probably want to do it more of it later. Now, the main thing today was to get a split setup we're happy with. I'm pretty happy with this. I don't see anything I would change a whole lot. I might rename these, but I don't think I'm going to split these up a whole lot at this point. So, Yeah, we can just start plugging away at this, I guess. Let me extend these formulas down as well. This column, by the way, is the exact same as the other column. It's just V4 instead of V3. We only know a single one, so we're only going to put the one we know in. And then we have estimates for the others, so I guess we can leave the estimates in, but we're not 100% on those yet. So this is going to be black and that. There. So this data is going to be actually useless to us for a while. We need to get this figured out before we can do this. This column is comparing a single splits improvement, but it will say negative if there's nothing in the other ones because I didn't bother to make it like actually good. It's just once the data's filled in, it will track it correctly, but I don't have like logic checks for anything. Total improvement is, let's extend that down. Total improvement is just adding up all the split improvements. I basically made the live split tracker like stuff in Excel so we can like theory craft things without having to like mess with the other program. Okay, so we have our next objective on the roadmap. Let's revisit this. Reorganize splits and subsplits. I'm going to count that as done. The next thing we're going to do is timer related, which is split comparison. This is split up into 2 tasks. We want to convert V3 run into the V4 splits, and we're not going to get it perfect. We're just going to get it close enough that it's like a fair comparison, and we're not going to be like, oh, we saved an hour on the Dark Brotherhood. It's like, no, we just moved the Dark Brotherhood, right? We need to like make it fairly accurate. Hey, how's it going? Today is the first day. People wanted me to stream the dock mode stuff that I've been doing, so I've been pretty busy and haven't gotten a whole lot done off stream, unfortunately, but today we took all the splits that were in V4 and we condensed them into this list of main splits with some subsplits, so now we can start getting the V3 timing data converted into the V4 split order, if that makes sense. And then after that, we can plug in our practice data from V4 and get actual time save estimates going. We only have one split we've actually timed because I didn't want to have to do it more than like once, so I just timed it as we were routing through it. But yeah, so the next step of this is we're kind of just pulling apart the V3 run. I'm gonna pull it up here in a second. Also. Oh yeah, so convert that and then get test data, which is already up here. So, thanks. Okay, so the, let me see what's up next. Also, a lot of this stuff, it looks like there's a lot of stuff here, but a lot of this is things I put in the issues page on GitHub for Ultra to take a look at, and he resolved most of it. So really quickly, I'm gonna look at, I don't know actually, how do I see issues that have already been resolved? I'm sure there's a section for, oh yeah, 88 closed. I've been getting emails about which ones have been closed and stuff, but I just want to see. Convert entire, okay, that we can't do that yet. Also, I'm gonna make these all checkboxes. Yeah, there we go. Images for each save clip. I definitely need to do that. Oops. Table of contents in the guide. Yep, that's in there now. And I can show you guys what each of these things are. So this is all the stuff Ultra's been working on. He added a table of contents. Eventually, ideally, it will reflect our new layout, but we don't have that yet. So for now, it's just a simple thing to, you know, jump between sections and stuff like that. And then he also added this to like easily pull these things up in the middle of the guide, which is really nice. That's not even on my list of things. He just thought to do that, which was cool. The order of the tabs at the top of the page is a little confusing. So I made a thing about this, and we're in the middle of talking about it. Basically, if I've made an issue on the GitHub for it, we're going to remove it here because we don't need to account for it in both places. This is mostly stuff that I'm doing on my end. So convert the entire guide to HTML. That's gonna, Yeah, we gotta talk about the markup thing and stuff. I don't know if I made a GitHub issue of this, but I don't recall it being resolved. And most of these are things that I need to do, like getting images for a safe clip. Glitches may want to be moved to the wiki links instead of being part of the guide, right? Did I'm pretty sure I made a thing for that one. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna only leave... I think I put every single one of these over there. So all I'm gonna do is leave things that I need to get. Images for saved clip. This doesn't... We'll talk about that on the GitHub. Oh, I forgot to check this. So clicking on this brings that up versus... Okay, so we haven't done that yet, but that would be a good thing. Images for each circuit. And we already had to think about that. Okay, so... Map UI, okay, so a lot of this is stuff that I can't really do. Is there a way to prevent double? That doesn't matter. Okay, let's see if this was fixed. I'm like 99% sure. Harada Cave had the wrong icon. I think somehow our data set just got slightly messed up. Okay, good, that's fixed. Need to remove most of the fixed Oblivion gates. Serpent's Trail, right. So I need to talk to Yeti about generating another one of these. So the actual task is I need to talk to Yeti. And then I need to make these images. And then on the subject of the Nern route, this is all good. I need to learn how the sharing system works. It already works, but I just need to like learn it better. Heaven Stones. So I'm gonna rebrand this as need to make icons for Way Shrines, Heaven Stones. And we already have Way Shrine ones, but I also want to make a point here that... where did this... These logos should visually be distinct from in-game icons to avoid confusion. So currently, this is a really cool icon. I really like it. The only problem is that it is too similar to the other ones. So at a glance, it kind of clutters up your view of... Like, I can show you with Traveling Salesman. You can see it's kind of hard to see stuff being distinct from each other. I almost want to like color code these, but keep the shape of them because the shape is cool. Same with Heaven Stones. We'd probably want to make the Heaven Stone icon and have it be different. I have to learn how to onboard the interactive guide to the PRC Live site in a way that the GitHub people can do that. So let me make a note of that. I need to figure out how to get the GitHub updates to push to the website or whatever. I don't know how that all works. How can we make the usage of all the tools in the run as simple as possible? That's just a generic thought to have. Whatever. I'll think about that all the time anyway. I can just remove that. Verify that all requirements track correctly. Yeah, so at the very end, I'm going to click on all of that. On the subject of the map, though, I forgot... need to make Nern route updated Nern route photos. because some of them are now not functional. So I need to at least replace the ones that aren't working. Maybe not fix all of them up because that's just pain. But yeah, simple. So I need to make a homepage for the website that we can link to all of these things from. We should have a meeting and we can go over the wiki stuff, migrate web pages. Yeah, I'm so bad at that stuff. Yeah, it would be nice to just kind of knock it all out in like real time at some point. We'll figure that out as we get closer to finishing some of the separate things. Yeah, the main thing I don't understand is how a GitHub project being updated could push to a website quickly and in a way that I still can like make sure that it's like not getting like interacting with other parts of the website in ways that are unforeseen. I don't know. Like I don't know enough about how that stuff works yet. Anyway, so split comparison, test data, load removal. This is a maybe. We might do this. And then this is just fun stuff that we'll talk about randomly a lot. Not a huge deal. Okay. So we got one thing checked off of this today so far. I've only been streaming like 3 hours, but in the interest of avoiding my tendency to burn out, I may call it soon. But I want to do a little bit of the low-hanging fruit here on the whatever it's called, the pulling some of these up. So I'm going to go to gameplay for 1 second while I configure some stuff around here. Where's our channel? Oh, here it is. Okay, so let me pull this back up. I pulled it up and I just saw Max's face at the start. It was just funny. Anyway, so here is the run. I'm gonna hide gameplay for now. We are going to I'm gonna pause the music, sorry about the erupting. We're going to hunt down how long certain things took. The easiest one is Oblivion gates. So what we're basically gonna do, let me I can hide this now. No, I want the chat commands. How do I wanna do this? Oh, I want to copy this over now for the chat command stuff. So I'm gonna duplicate this, hide the original, rename this to just chat commands, and we're gonna paste this here. We don't need number anymore. Well, it might be helpful, whatever. Why not? I'm gonna paste this here. On this particular page, we do not care about circuit information, but I don't know, maybe it's worth. I don't know, it all got displaced anyway, whatever. It's all on the other page. I can just go find it later. Actually, I should just fix it up now. What am I doing? Okay, so market district, circuit. Oh, this got thrown off anyway. This should go there. Guild questing has all this. Bruma has thieves. Okay. Dark Brotherhood has Skingrad, and then we have so this should all just move up like that. Let me double check. Leywind with thieves, Skingrad with mages, Breville, blah blah blah, all that with that. Bruma questing should have Bruma Circuit 2, and main quest Imperial City side quests should have the Temple District. Let's get rid of all these extra things going on here. Okay, I'm gonna leave them orange if I haven't done them yet. I'm also going to, this page doesn't need sub splits, whatever, that's fine. So we can hide this now. So this will double as a way to track which circuits we've done and what chat commands we need to either make wiki pages for, which most of these, almost all of them actually have already been made, but it's still good to look at here. So for example, let's look at map exploration. Let me double check something really quick. First draft. Okay, I was making sure there wasn't one called final draft that I totally forgot to do. Okay, map exploration. What glitches are contained in this? So, we have spell stacking's the key here. We also have save clipping, and I think that's it. I don't think we have to. Oh, and duping potentially. So we'll have the key one is spell stacking, and then we have save clip and duping. And then we'll bold this one because it's the most important one. Okay. Questing part 1. I can pull these later, I guess. This won't. I mean, we're already here. Maybe. Oh, these got displaced as well. Okay, saddle, load warp, schema stack. Saddle, load warp, schema stack. Spell stacking and map exploration. Oh, it was already there. Yeah. Load warp, spell stack, apotheosis, save clip. I don't know if apotheosis is really in. Load warping's not in here. Oh, no, it is. Duh. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't do this right now because I'm not doing it correctly. I did forget dupe earlier, though. Okay, so then we have saddle for questing. Although, okay, the questing one, we're going to have to redo, like, a lot of this. So I'm going to do that just because I'm not 100% on it yet. The arena... Those got oh man, these all got moved around. I didn't even notice. Is that lined up? No. So arena, nothing for. Surprisingly, the Nern route doesn't have any glitches. I didn't notice that initially. And then Oblivion Gates has all this stuff. Skill books is gonna be this one. This is skill grind. And none for Imperial Dragon Armor. Why is this not? Come on. Okay. So our main, I'm going to move these to the front because these are our two main tasks. Our main tasks are to get this data and to fill out these chat commands confidently so that each one has a definite amount of things going on in it. And then resolving circuits. It's kind of like 3 things at once. So let's... I could just put this data... Here, let me just put it all in one sheet so it's like a big master thing. Or wait, why is this not working? Or is it? Why is it all off? But oh, because the header, right? Okay, buddy. Gonna do that then. Okay. Simple there. Oh, sorry, I should put the Oblivion music back on. Yeah, okay. So we have these. And these are, oops, circuits. Eventually this will not be needed. Why can I only insert to the left? And then this will be notes. And this will be chat commands. Did that erase it? Whoops, I wanted to do, yeah, come on. I want to retain some of this info that we had here. Okay. So now we got it all in one place. Circuits are kind of obnoxiously long. Let me just shrink the text size. Those don't matter like a whole lot yet. Alright. We got ourselves our master plan here for spreadsheeting. So let's hide this. We don't need it anymore. Hide that. We don't need it. All that matters... I'll just move this back. Okay, so all that matters now is this page. If you guys want, you can view this on the... I posted it somewhere on the Discord. If anyone wants a link to it, I can post it again. But yeah. Let's... What do we want to do now? We can either fill out the chat commands. Let's get some of the timing data just to kind of mix it up. So we can, there's been a lot of just looking at this one spreadsheet. Let's look at another thing for once. Okay. We're going to find where the Oblivion gates happen. Luckily, I wrote all these splits in here for easy access. So we can kind of do a lot of this. This part is broken. Okay, somewhere in here we have map exploration. Oh yeah, so map exploration started around here for the last run. Saved like 20 minutes. So we're going to find... Oh no, we closed Oblivion gates as we did the map, didn't we? It'd probably be better, but we can just mark it with like something else. Yeah, okay, we didn't close all the Oblivion gates at the end, we did them as we found them. That's gonna make this way harder. That one's not low-hanging fruit anymore. This might actually be a lot harder than I thought to pull this apart. We might have to save this for next time. Really, we could time how long it took us to do, like, a couple of them, average it, you know, that sort of thing. But I don't know if that's something I want to do right now. Let's do chat commands, I guess. It's gotta get it done anyway. Also, what do these are? Random. No, we already have the timing for that. What happened to my? This is not the time this was, right? No, we timed the great skill grind to be that long. Oof. We did not time random skill books yet. Oh, all these got thrown off, that's why. Random skill books allegedly will take about an hour, but we haven't timed the new system. Whoops. 2 hours for the Nern route. And the map exploration took about 45 minutes. Whatever. Oh yeah, we can't even time Imperial Dragon armor, oddly enough, because we messed that up. What do I want to do? I'll just do chat commands for now, just to get that objective out of the way. I also forgot to put it on the roadmap, I think. Oh, no, it's right there. Okay, so we are on... Where is it? Main quest part 1. What chat commands do we need in part 1? Now, even if a glitch has happened before in the run, we include every unique glitch that happens in every split, because my end goal for this is, looking back at our original stream layout, we have all this space at the bottom, and the only time that it is taken up is, let me see if I can find one in the thing. It'll be somewhere in here. Daoman presumably rated us at this point already, because we're at like 100 people watching. Part 4. Or no, wait, Daoman made it go up to like 200, didn't he, or something? Something crazy happened. Yeah, anyway, when we get a donation... Oh, hey, what's going on here? We got the pickle bucket. That's evidence that somebody donated. But anyway, oh yeah, okay, so right here. One of the many corn-based puns that he chose for his donations, but it fills up this space. But see, we still have, like, a lot of space over here where nothing's really taken up, and like, that part's always there. But what we can do is when I'm taking way too long to explain this, but when we hit the split button on live split, that can be a global hotkey that's also the same global hotkey in OBS, the streaming software for people who don't know what OBS is. So the timer and the OBS can have the same hotkey to trigger both programs to update something. It will update the timer as it normally does, but it'll also update the slideshow of text images that I make that have the chat command list, so it can like it'll transition between. So if we're on it'll have this text at the bottom in that space to fill up with like recommended readings or whatever, and you can enter those as you're doing it. So sorry, I kind of burned out on that explanation there, but did you get what I mean? Like, we can fill this space with chat commands. So, like, I want to see what they all would maybe not understand. So we have saddle, load warp, schema stacking, save clip, and early Umbra. I don't know if we need to explain early Umbra. It's a very specific quest bug. I don't really want to explain every bug of every quest, but it is part of the main quest, and it is a common thing. I'll probably just explain it as we're doing it, to be honest, but maybe I'll kind of go over the top on chat commands, and then we'll take some of them away if we find they're kind of unnecessary. Also, these splits are each a lot longer now, so having to fit that many chat commands on the overlay would be tricky. So let's kind of quickly scroll through each one and see what glitches are going on in them. So yeah, there's definitely some setups for load warping. Kill the goblins, bane of mine. We're setting up stuff for saddling, so that's in there. Okay. Yeah, so we saddle and then do all this. So saddling and load warping need to be in there, and save clipping. We dupe stuff to clip. We dupe to clip into the Kvatch gate. And then we have... Is that all it is? Yeah. Okay, so... Yeah, the only one I was missing was duping there. But eventually people will probably just know what duping is, to be honest. Okay, Market District Circuit. Are there any glitches during this part? Let's see. I don't see anything yet. I doubt there will be, like, anything. We set up a save for a glitch, but we don't use it. So no, there's nothing in this one that's easy enough. Okay, and then we have guild questing. So let's see, this is going to be a long one. Also, I'm trying to see if we should rename any of these parts or anything. It probably doesn't matter for now. Okay, so in guild questing, we make some saves, but those aren't glitches yet. Oh, also apotheosis is like always a thing. I'd be a little worried that there's like too many chat commands being typed if a lot of new people join though, like so many that it's like flooding chat with just like links, you know, to each wiki page, but maybe it's not a bad thing. Okay, sleep in the bed, go upstairs, invest in Wilbur. Okay, so no glitches really yet, nothing crazy at least. The quest where you watch someone set down meat. Okay, this is all looking normal so far. There's surprisingly not that many glitches going on yet. Oh, do first exile in this room. Hearthstone found that out recently. It's kind of cool. You can like, it's way faster than having to go all the way to a bed and back twice. The chancellor will talk to you automatically. Blah blah blah. Permakey, right? Okay, so permakey's in there. Oh, and then what would be the essential... I guess early Umbra would be like the recommended one for main quest, part 1. And people really need to understand load warping and saddling still, I would say. By that point in the run, people won't totally get it yet, I don't think. Even if they watch the video. Okay, permakey. Making a lot of saves, but not actually load warping through any of them yet. So weird how some of this stuff, like the touch of rage thing, is wild. Okay. Oh, we also probably want like a general info one. Like, what would we call that? So we should have one that is... Let me make this a box. Yeah, whatever. So like a general info command of some sort. That would be like, I don't know what it would say specifically, but it might be like, we have 100% chameleon via hermit enchant. Or well, okay, yeah. We have 100% chameleon apotheosis for 100 or for 99 damage per attack. Easy difficulty, but maybe it doesn't matter to people. Like, it should be this type of stuff. It should say something like this to bring them up to speed on some of the basics, right? Okay, so permakey. Or I can make a wiki page explaining a lot of this and just link to that wiki page. That might be the best, like, the cleanest way to do it. Okay, so we're still looking for glitches here. All we've seen is permakey and the implication that we will be load warping and saddling. Okay, there, we have a load warp. And permakey still. So let's do that. Okay, so nothing weird yet. Yeah, I didn't realize how few glitches are going on in a lot of the questing. Like, there's certain quests that are just, like, completely just broken, but, like, a lot of them we have to play it pretty straight, or, like, in a way that it's not very, visibly glitchy. We're just skipping small steps here and there. Okay. We dupe ectoplasm, so let's get the dupe glitch in here. A lot of permakey stuff. Some general gameplay stuff we might also list as a glitch, or not a glitch, but like a chat command, I mean. Oh, I also need to, like, for the horses, for example, I might need, like, to put a little, this purchases the whatever, you know, in the same way that we have these to clarify when quests are done and stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna skim these a little quicker once I get, like, some of the core glitches noticed on here. Okay. Wait, was that a saddle? Yeah, no. Oh, we reached the end. Whoops. That ended here. Okay, so that's all that was in that split. I don't really know. Let's just say permakey is like the most important, just because it's a newer glitch. Like permakey's not that crazy though. Okay, main quest part 2. What do we do here? We load warp. We dupe it all. We set up saddling, but we don't do it. We save clip. Okay. So we save. Oops. So save clip. Load warp. Whoops. No duping yet. Okay. That's all for that one. I guess the save clip is kind of cool. There's nothing like essential in some of these. Okay, Thieves Guild, Bruma. So we have... Oh, also, in general, Apotheosis is like gonna be pretty commonly necessary. Like, anytime we attack anything, basically, we're gonna need the Apotheosis one. Okay, so this one's Permakey, Apotheosis. Let's see what else. Load warping. Load warp. Blood pricing. Yeah, we should probably explain that. So this is like the new big thing. Okay, so then we have Castle Bruma. Anything new here? We could explain the rumor RNG. I'll probably just explain it while we're doing it because it's just annoying. But rumor RNG is a funny thing, you know. So okay, then we got. Oh, okay. Here's a big glitch. What is this? I don't know what we call this, but like stolen item or something like that. We gotta make the item stolen. Stolen flag. Let's call it that. Arnora's house. Is Permakey already on the list? Yeah. Okay. I think that's it for that one. So I would say the blood price and the stolen flag are the two big ones there. And then for the last one of this split, the sub-split is going to be SideQuest Daedric Shrines. There's not a whole lot going on here, I'm pretty sure. We do load warp. Okay, let's get that in there. Just random questing stuff. A lot of just murdering people to fail the quest. We could maybe have a little blurb about how that counts, but oh, you're heading out? Okay, cool. Thanks for stopping by. We'll talk later. See ya. Okay, a lot of this, a lot of that. Nothing crazy. Permakey. Did I rewrite that? Nope. Um, the Malakath cutscene skip's kind of cool, but I don't know if that's really a whole separate like page in and of itself. It's just the nature of how that sequence break happened. Have I made a page about underflowing yet? I at least, like, started explaining it, but I don't know if I... Oh, okay, yeah, that page is already good then. Boost jumping, okay, it's been a while since we've had that in here. Boost jump, there's also save clipping involved here. So here's one thing I want to do. Every time there's a save clip, I want like a little image button next to it that when we click it, it pops it out into the guide. Which we already have pretty much, I think, everything we need to do that programmatically. It's just a matter of me getting the images figured out. I can't shrink this for some reason. There we go. So, like, if it says save clip and you click on it, right? Oh, I actually needed this open. Whoops. Right now, it, like, tells you how to save clip, which is nice, but I also want, like, a little image icon that brings up the whole thing. A good example of something similar is how you can click on these images to bring them up. So I'd probably either have the save clip images like visible and you can just blow it up to look at it clearer, or it would just be like a little pop out thing. It might be best to have the images like automatically already visible at the start though. I'm not sure yet. Oh, void warping's in here, yeah. Wherever there's a save clip, there's usually void warping. Oh, this is pretty straightforward. Okay, and then we're on to the arena. So, and these don't have to be perfect, right? Like, if I miss a couple things here or there, like, whatever, it's mostly just to make the parts of the run where there's a lot going on more engaging for people so they can, like, learn about what's happening as they're watching it. So, there's nothing really critical to understand about this split. Also, of course, apotheosis. Okay. I'm going to skip down to questing part 3 just to mix it up. Okay, so immediately we're hit with a load warp. Then we got all this sort of stuff going on. Permakey. I don't know if we count the training exploit as a thing, but I don't know, maybe. Blood pricing going on here. Oh yeah, this part, the ultimate heist is ridiculously confusing. There's also a ton of saddling going on in it, so because the saddling is going to be like the main thing to understand here for this Thieves Guild stuff. Okay. And then we're on to main quest. So, yeah, main stuff there is just those. I don't think we dupe anything, but anyway. Actually, how many times does the word dupe appear? We could figure this out easily this way. guild questing in questing part 1. Yep. Side quest, Daedric Shrine quests. Questing part 2, Thieves Guild. Dark Brotherhood part 2. Mages Guild. That was phase 1 of what? Oh, the Great Skill Grind has a lot of duping. Yeah. And then, yeah, the rest of this is just that. Okay, so we left off here. Okay, so we have... Oh, this part's weird. There's like a... We teleport out of the main quest or whatever that garbage is. Save clip. Cutscene skip, I guess? Because they're gonna wonder how we skipped the entire end of the game. Yeah, that probably want that. Okay. Don't see anything else crazy. Irma key. Okay. Oh, whoops. That went into Guild Shrine. I keep forgetting where I'm at. Oh god. Okay, did we have permakey anywhere in here? No. Okay, so in here we just had load warping. And that's it, right? Or, well, and the cutscene thing. Save clip, load warp, cutscene skip. And not permakey. Permakey was in the next section. Okay. And the key here is to understand these. And then we have permakey. Then load warping. Load warp, I guess I'm shortening it. Why did we go to jail in Leowyn Castle? Yeah, whatever. Okay. So now, I think that was it there, permakey. Yeah, okay. So that finishes these off. There's nothing crazy going on in this part. We could also just throw the apotheosis thing in there, because we're definitely using it to kill at various points. Okay. Alright, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 6 more. Almost done, and I'm just gonna say this is good enough. If I happen to notice any more, I'll add them in, but this is like enough that it's at least engaging for people to watch, you know what I mean? Like, if they don't entirely know what's going on, they can be quickly brought up to speed by reading one of our our many fine articles. So, Dark Brotherhood Part 1. Permakey. Load warping. Okay, I don't see anything else here. And then we have Whodunit. Yeah, there's nothing in there. Okay, so that's all there is for that one. 5 left. Do we kill though? Maybe we can just. We'll just throw Apotheosis in here whenever there's not that many to type in. These Guild Daedric Shrines. Okay, so we have Load Warp. Should we put blood pricing? Yeah. Spell stacking. Yeah, that's kind of an odd one out. Apotheosis, of course. Yes. The, what do we want to call this? Sanguine. It's pretty important. Spell stacking's the hardest one to understand. Blood price, because it's Thieves Guild. That's probably sufficient. Okay. Dark Brotherhood Part 2, Miscellaneous Choral Quests. So we have Load Warping right off the bat. Okay. Just Load Warping and Apotheosis, I guess, and duping. Not a very crazy section. Okay, so now we're on to. We got 3 left. We got Mages Guild, Miscellaneous Quest Cleanup with Fighters Guild, and Bruma Questing. Mages Guild first. Permakey. There's going to be load warping soon. Yep, load warping. Duping. I already got that though. Vitas and Skip is kind of cool, but I don't know if it's worth making a whole thing for it, because it only happens at one point. The Sanguine one's just the coolest one, so okay. And we have a video for it. If we have a full video explaining something, I'm more likely to want to link people to it rather than just, you know, like a sentence or 2 article. Okay. Alright, that's pretty much all that's there. Okay. And then we got 2 more. Miscellaneous Quest Cleanup, Fighters Guild. Here we go. Load warping. Oh, and also, let's just throw Apotheosis in there as well. Double check that we kill something during that whole time. Yeah, we're killing all kinds of stuff. Okay. So low warping, apotheosis as well. Save clipping? Maybe? I don't see any instructions to save clip yet. Spell stacking. Was there a permakey warning anywhere? I didn't see one. Blood price. Saddling. Oops. Okay, and then we have, there is a save clip, cool. Good, okay, so we have one last one left. Really quick though, I want to also see how many times save clip appears. So it's in the tutorial. Oops. Early Arcane University, yep. Main quest part 1. Correct. Guild questing. Main quest part 2. Side quest Daedric Shrines. Most of them are, I guess. Oops. Technically, there's one in the arena, yeah. Why? Oh, yeah, yeah, okay. Still check. Correct. Save clip in Oblivion Gates. Was missing that one, okay. Oops. Oh, sorry. If I type @ it cancels everything because Chrome opens up my contacts if I press @ which is a stupid feature that sucks. So I had to make it disable my whole stream every time I accidentally press it. That time I was in the middle of just typing, so it didn't actually show anything, but it's still annoying. Thieves Guild, Daedric Shrines. Has a saved clip. Mages Guild. Miscellaneous quest cleanup. Good. Is there one in Bruma questing? No. Fighters, Thieves Guild. Okay. What's the last save clip of the run? Oh yeah, the temple clip. Okay, so that's all done. The last thing is this Bruma questing split, which has nothing in it so far. Let's look. Oh, also apotheosis. Some of these, okay. Load warping. Blood price. Oh, this has a unique one. So this is the instant gate glitch. Okay, so the new one's the instant gate glitch. We only do this once in the whole run because it doesn't keep fame otherwise. Is there anything crazy left? No, okay, I think that should be good. The last thing I want to check is how many times permakey shows up. 22. Okay, so let's go to the top here and double check these, and then this should be it. Is it really at the... Oh yeah, okay, so tutorial... guild questing. Yes. Main quest part 2. Thieves Guild Bruma. Side quest Daedric Shrines. Oblivion Gates. Yep, okay. Let's add that in. Dark Brotherhood Part 2. Miscellaneous Choral Quests. Mages Guild. Fighters Guild, Thieves Guild. Guild Shrine Cleanup. Okay. Alright, I think this is thorough enough for what it needs to be. This is, yeah. We have all of our chat commands done. Let's check that off the workflow here. And then we have this general info one that we could do. We'll see. Was I forgetting Apotheosis anywhere? Probably not. Whatever. Okay, so now when people are watching the run, they'll have an itinerary of what they can look at while it's happening. If they don't know what's going on, there's very few splits where there isn't a constant barrage of glitches, as you can see. The end of the run's the most confusing, for sure. So as soon as I can figure out why my computer is crashing when I try to run it for Photoshop, I will eventually do a Photoshopping stream of building these circuit maps that we need, drawing the paths and all that. That'll probably be like a couple hours to make these. There's actually not that many circuits. Yeah, we'll eventually number them better and stuff, and I'll probably renumber some of these split things and stuff like that. But yeah, so let me make a thing at the top. So current tasks. So they're also listed below, but just to reiterate, we're going to get what is it? I'm blanking. Oh, make maps or for each circuit. Good. We want to get V3 timing data next. For V4 splits. I'll say polish the naming system of the V4 splits. Those are the three main things for this phase. Because we got the chat commands done, so that's fine. Once this is all cleaned up, the other thing also in tandem with this is just general guide formatting considerations are next. I'm gonna put a gap here though. So like for example, consider rewording, investing, instructions, etc. Like there's all sorts of like little things here or there that we need to do, and overall the goal is homogenize the route wording formatting as much as we can, at least generically enough that we can easily convert this to HTML. Let me look through the rest of this and see if I'm forgetting anything. We could also get save clip images at some point, but these are the things we're like in the middle of, and then I'll be pulling stuff from below as it comes up. Is there anything else I need to be figuring out for streaming this stuff? Probably need to talk to Yeti. Oh, also before I forget, what map of Oblivion gate spawning locations? Oh, and then also, once we have that, make a live split timer layout, or whatever it's called, template. Okay, so it's been about 4 hours today. That's a pretty good amount of time to be doing just document stuff, so thanks to everyone for sticking around for all of this. I know it's not the most interesting stuff sometimes, but it is progress, and some people have requested that we do these, so hopefully the people that wanted doc mode got what they wanted out of it. I had a lot of fun doing this. So yeah, this is looking forward to these tasks coming up. Maybe not the circuit one if my computer won't cooperate, but at least the other ones. We're gonna be basically doing a little bit of a watch party, looking through V3 and kind of finding all the bits and pieces that make up the timing data for these splits next time, okay? So, thanks again. We got Han with the 250 donation. Thanks a ton for that. Appreciate the support. Good to see all of you again. And my next stream is unknown. I will try to stream intermittently whenever I have time. So streams will typically be shorter, but I'll try to kind of work them in whenever I can. So I just needed a little bit of a break from all the heavy stuff we were working on last time to now going into this document stuff. So I took a couple weeks off, you know, it's quite a while, but I'm feeling like I got a lot of energy again, so I'm gonna try to keep that momentum going. So, but this week I have a lot of work. It's gonna burn me out, so maybe only like 1 or 2 little like short 1.5 to 2 hour streams of just getting some of this stuff chipped away at, potentially. So yeah, once again, thank you everybody. We got the Discord if you want to keep up with what's going on with the project between streams. So I will see you all next time. Bye.